Oh, 7:45 first pitch. All right.
Let's go.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One.
We got Mets hitting the win.
We are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about.
The Yankees out of any team in the league are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due all of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Every person you have is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
Oh, let's do them.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here live on Masters Sunday at the Horseshoe, Southport, Connecticut. It's Barnes, it's Tony, it's Michael, it's Renee, it's Jeff behind the bar, and it's Scotty Scheffler for the second time in 3 years, Tony, winning the 88th edition of the Masters Tournament.
Scotty donning his jacket for the second time. John Rahm.
Tight. I mean, what was your thoughts watching, Scotty in Butler Cabin for the second time in 3 years?
Honestly, dude, I was pretty surprised. Obviously, he was my pick for the Masters to win, so great job by me. But nonetheless, I kind of thought he was going to blow it. I mean, the competition was so fierce, I feel like, even coming into today, let alone, I think it was yesterday where he started missing some putts.
Well, there was a stretch he went double and then a bogey.
And then, back to back. And it was all because of his putting, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, is he going to have an issue putting, kind of blow it on Sunday now? And then I think even so, I think he started off his round par, and then bogeyed, I think, today, too.
Oh, today, yeah.
So I kind of thought oh my gosh, is he going to blow it? But then I don't know what happened, dude. He kind of focused up, buckled down. He was hitting some crazy shots. And then again, his putting was just on point, which clearly was, I think, the game changer for a lot of golfers this weekend. Was how hard the greens were. It was unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, so many putts.
The wind, guys, right?
The wind on day one.
I mean, Michael, what were your thoughts on the 88th edition of the Masters Tournament?
I'll tell you one thing, Barnes. What it did for me was it got me riled for golf this season.
Really?
Unbelievable. And
why would you question this?
I'm so ready to go. The warm weather is here. 72
70
degrees
tomorrow. I'm
tomorrow.
dude, I'm going to the beach.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Unbelievable.
Okay, cool.
You want to come?
I got work tomorrow.
I know it sucks.
Oh, you class tomorrow, you're saying?
No class.
What
we have an outsourced video I have to get to edit.
So editing.
I gotta buckle down. Gotta just do it. Grit your teeth.
Do it tonight.
But Michael, I have to say I'm a little I don't know where you are with Scheffler, honestly, because I feel like you're a Tiger guy, obviously. So maybe you're hesitant to give anybody too much credit. But
everyone
2 and 3 years at 27 is pretty impressive.
So I heard that with what's his name, Spieth.
No, he didn't do that.
Huh?
Jordan?
He didn't. No, 2 and 3 years. I'm saying no, but the last
but
Bubba Watson was the last guy to do it.
Okay,
he won one Masters. But I'm saying
20 something, right? And then he was deemed the next guy, and they did it again with Bubba.
But he didn't win his second Masters.
I don't know, man. It's not it for me yet.
Wow. So even though he won the Players back to back this year as well, it's still not enough for you.
Not enough.
You
need another year.
You're not seeing all time great yet.
If he does it one more year.
Really, dude? No, I say all-time great right now, dude.
You're crazy.
Absolutely.
You just give 8.9 to anybody.
But he deserves it, dude.
So he really does.
8.9 to anybody.
And especially in a field with such talented golfers where everybody struggled.
Stop it.
I mean, he was 11 under? Was it
11 under.
And then Aubert was
7 under. So a 4-shot win for Scotty.
And he was leading by 2 coming into today.
And then he was one of only. It might even be only 2 golfers. Him and Ludwig were the only people that go rounds in the 60s twice out of the 4 days.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, I know. Morikawa even. What did he shoot? Like a 74 today?
74 today. Yep. So he finished at 4 under. And it's interesting with Scotty because we talked about this leading up to this Masters, the 88th edition, Tony, of this Masters tournament, and we said, we always feel like the person who wins this tournament, because obviously this always kicks off major championship season.
Oh yeah.
Then you're just like, oh wow, like they're gonna go on a run, this and that. And then you think back to last year, John Rahm winning the 87th edition of the Masters tournament, hasn't won anything since. Finished 7 over in this tournament. And we saw him tight at Butler Cabin.
Oh my
It
gosh.
does feel like though some of that is him going to live. I don't know if he's not working as hard or he's not as motivated, but it does seem like this is a different situation with Scotty.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, again, I don't think Scotty's going anywhere. And I mean, we talked about him, I feel like, in length, coming into this year. I mean, he is a model of consistency. And honestly, I mean, I know last year John Rahm went on that stretch where he won 4 out of 7 tournaments or something.
That was before the Masters,
right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like after that, his consistency fell off. You know, Scotty's always been that consistency, and he only seems to be going upward. Well,
how about now for Scotty too? It's 3 wins in 4 events.
That's freaking sick, dude.
That's Tiger-like, Michael.
It is Scotty, Tiger.
But I feel like there's got to be more to it, Michael.
It's so rude. You guys like it's not Tiger at all, because Tiger did it for years.
Right.
No, but I think it's. I'm trying to think about this.
I get it's the closest thing to that.
Well, what I think is it reminds me of Rory at the start, but he's not going to fade into
How do you know?
Irrelevancy.
How do you know?
I mean,
people didn't think that with Rory.
But you don't think Rory doesn't seem as tough,
I
as
don't know,
gritty,
man.
right? Or no?
Yeah. I mean, Scotty just seems to be calm.
Like he's not shaken easily,
And again, I mean, think about the obstacles he's overcome.
Mm-hmm.
The putting was a huge deal. He had to significantly change the way he was putting and thinking about putting. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, even this weekend, I mean, talk about your wife having your first child. I mean, that's a distraction. Talk about distractions, geez, dude. So I don't know. I think that he's been drowning out all this noise. It seems like that he's, ice in the veins, Mikey. You don't think so?
We'll see.
Whatever.
But you really think though, let's say next month at Valhalla, Michael, he wins the PGA. Are you actually
with Tiger there?
With Tiger in making
playing
the
well,
cut.
playing well.
Yeah,
hopefully.
playing well.
If he beats out Tiger, yes, then definitely.
You're serious, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So accountability. Tom.
Yes, here we go.
We'll see. We'll see where Michael's at after that.
I'm gonna be there if he does that.
I'm gonna be there.
Humma. But yeah, and honestly, I think it is unbelievable, and I just feel like, world golf rankings, it's by points, so it's not necessarily the order of who's the best, who's the worst, all of that. But I feel like there's just such a gap between him and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, significantly. Again, you saw it this. Yeah, that's right, Mikey. You saw it today, dude. The gap, it's wide between him and the next guy.
Stop it.
At least at this tournament, it does seem like that. But again, I'm not going to sit here. We talked about it. After winning a big tournament like this, sometimes players do go off.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to win, the next 3 tournaments or win even 2 out of the next 3. I'm not expecting that. But he's going to be challenged. There are obviously still talented golfers out there, but it just seems in big moments like this, I mean, he's not wavering.
Well, and it's literally been the biggest tournaments. You think about the 3-year stretch of Masters, Players, Masters.
So sick.
Over a 3-year stretch. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. So I think, at 27, the fact that he's just so consistent, it's always a top 10. Mm-hmm. Actually, in his whole major career, obviously he's younger, so he hasn't played that many. He's only finished out of the top 20 once. I believe he was an amateur at the U.S. Open.
Wow.
Other than that, he's always been inside the top 20.
That's a ridiculous stat.
Sounds like my stats.
No, it doesn't.
And that's, that's hard to do. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, we did our preseason picks, and we haven't. If you think about it too, it's hard for me to think. I guess it was Brooks who, I guess that would be back to back, because the U.S. Open is after the PGA. After they changed it, though, actually, I don't. No, I'm just trying to think the last person to win back to back majors. I think Brooks, but I don't know if because I think he won the in 18 he won the U.S. Open and the PGA, but that was before they switched. how the PGA went from being the last major of the year to the second major of the year. So that means that the U.S. Open wasn't played back to back with it.
Oh, okay. I
You
see
know what
I
I'm
see what you're
saying?
saying. Yeah, hold on.
So if it wasn't him, I don't think Rory did it, right?
Let's see. Brooks Koepka, 2018 PGA and U.S. Open, and then before that,
But that you typed in like who was the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
one? Okay,
This
so
is
it
the
was
list
Koepka.
here.
It was
Yeah.
Koepka. Okay, so that was 6 years ago. And then does it say who before that or not?
yeah, 2000. Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah. 2000. Tiger Woods PGA U.S. Open, and then it says the Masters as well.
With Masters for Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And also, while we're talking golf, Michael, we're gonna do our first trivia question.
Whoa.
On the
Love it.
eve
Wait,
of
should
the
we go-
final
okay,
day
Yeah, do that.
of
We'll go to
this
comments after.
88th edition of the Masters tournament, including Scotty Scheffler today. How many players have won this tournament more than once? So how many players have won multiple Masters tournaments?
I would answer, but I do know the answer, so I don't want to spoil it for people as I'm watching Freddie
And not
Freeman
to-
get new cleats.
You're not really saying anything either way, but because I know I was. Were you surprised at the number on this? Being that,
Yes, without giving
without
anything
giving
away,
anything away, but yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lot different. So I mean, we'll see if Josh B potentially, good segue, Michael. But if Josh B is on top of this, how many people have won multiple Masters championships? And speaking of Josh B, Michael, we do have some comments.
Josh B saying he's back from Virginia.
I saw he was having tacos for lunch, dude. Some crazy taco set up with the meat in the rotisserie thing.
Having some good
Standing
food.
up.
Very good food. Back from Virginia. What a busy sports weekend. Recapped by the best.
Literally kind of
Hashtag TCA.
Josh B is the best.
Hashtag
Yes.
sports sport. Hashtag DTV. Mary Materiello saying,
mother.
hi, fellas.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Kev Du saying, we want the smoke. The Knicks get second seed. Let's fucking go. They're
Michael's so tight at
bounce
Knicks
in the
fan
first round.
enthusiasm.
bounce in the
More
first
tight
round.
about Scotty's return to Butler Cabin or the Knicks game the second seed, honestly.
Knicks fans.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, and also, I don't think, like we were just talking about, I don't think the second seed is a gift. If they have to play Philadelphia,
It's over.
I think they're going to lose. And I'm sorry, I'm the bad guy, this and
No,
that.
I'm with you.
But I don't think they're going to beat the Sixers. And I know
Yeah, I
it's,
can't
you know,
see
it's not our expertise, Tony, but
It's
just
mine.
knowing generally, I think we kind of do know what we're talking about.
I do.
Yes, we do, Michael.
The Knicks are out. Michael riled for golf. Okay. Marco, hey buddies. Josh B.
What up,
Marco
Marco?
says. Josh B says Marco. Marco gives salutes. Renee says Sunday Sportsport. Let's go. In all
Let's
caps.
go, Renee.
Thanks, Renee.
Jacked.
And then what's for dinner? Mary says.
We had some wings actually here. We had dry rub wings, some spicy whatever, maple bourbon wings, as well as some French fries. And
Great
chicken
time with
tenders.
Anthony Materiello
On
last
this
night
88th edition.
on the eve of the last Sunday at Augusta.
We were watching golf, my parents and I, yesterday at the hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know your mom was into the golf.
I mean, she watches it obviously because I do. My dad's into it because he used to golf and stuff like that. But she, I was telling her all the patrons and the no phone.
Oh my
the chairs.
Yeah. And does your dad have a favorite player or like?
No. He'll probably give you some no-name guy from when he
Okay,
was a kid.
but he's real into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is
And
cool.
but I forgot, does he still golf or he doesn't golf?
No, he doesn't golf anymore.
Like when was the last time he played?
Well over a decade, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe even like a tiny kid.
And I believe Michael's mother says hello, huh?
Stop it.
I mean, give me something.
The
Michael.
one, the only. Theodora Healy saying hello.
I
Very
know,
nice.
Josh B, I'm sure, has his hands full right now. Are you surprised he hasn't taken a stab at the trivia question at this point?
Yeah, I am a little surprised.
He's nervous.
Or
He doesn't
Marco?
know.
I mean, Marco, give us something.
Surprised
No?
my mother hasn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a number out there.
Your mother also said great time with Anthony last night.
Oh yes, thank you, Mom. It really was. It was a very nice time. You know what was cool on the outside? You know how like weddings they give you like a favor when you
Yeah.
leave? Fresh Taylor ham, egg, and cheese on a roll and a bottle of olive oil.
That's nice.
That's
Yeah.
that's Italian.
That's a nice touch.
That was nice on the way out. I was like, this is fucking sick.
And we're gonna talk baseball in a little bit, but Sunday night baseball getting underway, and I was telling you the odyssey of how second straight night a rain delay at Dodger Stadium.
Pretty
You know,
crazy.
it doesn't really rain in Los Angeles, but we will keep a mindful eye out on this one. James Paxton drawing the start here against Yu Darvish. So the two veteran pitchers, a little lefty-righty action. You know, we'll keep you posted. Series tied at 1. Padres won game 1 in extras. And then last night, I think the Dodgers prevailed 5-2. Michael.
Should we just go to the world?
Well, we still have a little golf.
Yeah, I still want to talk some more golf
okay.
here.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
What I was going to mention, our second place finisher, Ludwig Aubert, Tony. You know, we've talked about him a lot. Kind of Riley was the first one to really kind of get us on the
That's
radar
true.
with
Yeah,
him to know the talent that he is. This was his first major championship, obviously first Masters tournament.
Mhm.
He finished his second. He's 24 years old. Pretty impressive, and it seems like he's a guy that's going to be here for years to come, and quite possibly, quite literally, could be Scotty's top competition.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You know, I think, you know, people really first saw his expertise, and he actually alludes to a lot of what he's, you know, learned now. Like a lot of his experience came from, you know, last year's Ryder Cup in Rome. So that was, you know, a great tournament for him to obviously see a lot of other golfers, whether they be veteran or other youthful golfers, and to learn a lot from there. And clearly he's applying that this season. You know, I feel like he's a favorite, certainly to be kind of a rising star, like you said. And people are already with the murmurs if he's going to be around for a while. He's young. Michael, obviously doubtful.
Maybe I picked him to win the Open Championship.
I think you did.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm trying to think who I picked to win the PGA. So Brooks Masters, Scotty U.S. Open. Who the heck maybe Rory.
Did you? I think you, man. Maybe it is Rory. I got to
Or
look at my
Spieth?
notes.
Or was it
No,
Spieth
it was
to
Jordan
com-
Spieth.
to complete
Yes.
the career Grand
Yeah,
Slam?
yeah. You
Okay.
love that.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Aubert's going to be here for a long time, Michael. And I thought his iron work was pretty tremendous. I feel like a lot of strokes were gained, like from the fairway hitting the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, closing over the weekend, 70-69. I mean, it just,
Yeah.
we talked about tough conditions. You know, DJ 4 years ago as Tatis
Does not go.
does not go on that. So a 3-2 count here early on. But, you know, we saw DJ win at 20 under 4 years ago, and here we are. Scotty
He
wins at
definitely won,
11.
by the way.
The only guy double digits, you know, this tournament. So, you know, pretty crazy. And I guess the wind, but is it just me, or was the wind a real big factor yesterday? I feel like not as much today. Today was more of just green pin placement type of thing.
Oh yeah, exactly. I feel like today was the perfect day for golf. It was 80. It was sunny. There didn't seem to be any really wind. Yeah, there was obviously some wind, some change of direction. So we have Kike Hernandez fielding that fly out to left.
2 outs
to
here.
get the
top
second out
of the first.
Kike Hernandez, and I expect him to honestly be the roster of the Dodgers. Anyway, yeah, perfect weather today, like you said. Or they said too, the whole place. That's right. They moved the pins, and all of a sudden, where it would be like you want to miss right over here one day, and then tonight, like today, if you would miss right, it's like over for you. I mean, we alluded to it too. We spoke a little bit earlier. Like the greens were so unbelievably tough. I mean, I saw so many players. Literally, you could make probably a reel of every player at one point would make some putt, and then just cut to his tight shot, and he's just like shaking his head, like whispering sweet nothing to himself, like just like what is going on, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy too. I saw some golfers, you know, it's like an 8-foot putt, 6-foot putt that they miss, and then all of a sudden the ball keeps rolling, and you find yourself 20 feet from the hole.
That happened with Scotty today.
Yeah.
On the chip, it was a couple, and then it was 30 feet.
Yeah,
a couple to 30 feet.
Oh my
just like
gosh,
that.
dude!
So
like,
you can only imagine the frustration
Yeah.
of playing Augusta with these conditions. As a 3-0 pitch is a strike on Cronenworth here. 2 outs, Paxton pitching.
yeah, I don't know if it was because of there's the coverage, or just because of the hype around the Masters, but I thought that this was some of the best golf or most competitive golf, hardest golf we've seen all year.
Right, like it felt like a U.S. Open, because
Yeah.
usually the U.S. Open has the lowest scoring. We've seen guys win a couple over par. Brooks Koepka won one of his U.S. Opens over par. And the Masters has always been tough, but it seemed like scoring wise, U.S. Open, was tougher, but this played just like that.
Oh yeah.
So like we said, second place was 7. So a lot of separation, at the top here, 4 strokes between Scotty and Ludwig. But then the third place was a 3-way tie with Fleetwood, Morikawa, and Homa. So you think about first to third, 7 strokes, just shows how much better Scotty played at this tournament. But I think it was big. All guys that finished tied for third here: Tommy Fleetwood, Colin Morikawa, Max Homa. We know Morikawa has already won, a couple major championships and was looking to add a third here. Fleetwood hasn't, Homa hasn't. So I think, especially for those guys, and the fact too that going into this tournament, Colin Morikawa has not played well in like over a year. So I think it was big for him, even though a 74 today was disappointing. To get a top 3 here, I think is huge.
Yeah, I think so. And I think he blew, he tied for second with Aubert on that last hole. He blew it.
Yes.
He
bogeyed
18.
Yeah.
But I still thought he did play really well over the course of the weekend. And honestly, I thought he was like kind of mean mugging. I thought like when they interviewed him, he goes, "Yeah, I know Sky's the best in this year, like best in the field, but I don't let that intimidate me. I'm gonna go out there and play the best golf I can." And he did shoot some great shots. Very unfortunate the way he ended it. But nonetheless, I mean, it's nice to see him do well.
And
how old is he?
How old is
Morikawa?
Morikawa is probably 28.
Okay, yeah, because he seems really young. Right, Mike? What did you say?
I would say so.
So he's 27. So he's the same age as Scotty, and he like kind of was on the scene first because he won that 2020 PGA Championship at Harding Park.
Certainly.
And it's like since then things have shifted a lot. I'm just looking on his page here. He began his career with 22 consecutive made cuts, which is impressive. But you look at the major championship pedigree. I mentioned the 2020 PGA Championship. He also won the following year at the Open Championship. And then last year didn't make the cut at the Open Championship, but had a tied for 14th at the U.S. Open and a tied for 26th at the PGA, as well as a 10th place finish at the Masters. So last 3 years, like you don't realize it because he hasn't won a major championship, but he's went 5, 10, 3 at Augusta. That's pretty good. So maybe this kind of gets him back in the conversation.
Do you think it will?
What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a little doubtful. I'm a little Michael Theodore about him.
Well, I mean, I think the whole thing is, does he go to Valhalla next month and win his second PGA? Then we're right back there. And I think he is a guy that needs a taste of it.
Yeah.
Then he propels him and motivates him and kind of gets him more confident.
So you think he's a lock for a top 10?
It remains to be seen, but I would not be surprised, honestly. So let's see if he plays any of the tournaments leading up to Valhalla.
Very political answer.
And then we had 2 live golfers tied for 6 here: Cam Smith, Bryson DeChambeau, 2 former major champions. Bryson came out guns a-blazing with a 65 on Thursday, but finished out the tournament 73, 75, 73. Pretty disappointing. I know it's his best finish at Augusta, but to go 5 over after day one. I mean, I know the conditions were tough, but it's like kind of feels like a choke job.
Yeah, I think it was. And I feel like he was another victim of the greens. And I think that the second he started to lose his grip on his putting, I don't know, man. And again, this is just me watching it, but it looked like that he was just all doom and gloom, like his mentality for the putting just wasn't there, so he wasn't going to be figuring it out. And he clearly didn't because his, level of play got worse and worse as the tournament went on. So yeah, I would say disappointing, but I don't know, man. I mean, it seems to be a little bit of a theme here with some of the live golfers, which is kind of funny because
as Mookie bets, and that's a foul ball. Crowd was getting riled. What's the theme?
That these live golfers did not do well this year.
Yeah.
Which is funny because last year they did do well, which is interesting.
With Brooks, but they, obviously,
and Phil,
Rom won the Masters, but Phil was second place last year.
Yeah. Like they were more competitive, I thought. Yeah.
But I mean, I think though, if you just, I think this was a tough week. So at the same time, I think it does work both ways. I think it is a positive sign though for both Cam Smith and Bryson that they finished tied for 6. I mean,
I think so too. And honestly, I think it's a positive sign that these players will again, I don't know what's going to happen with the merger type of deal. But I think these players are starting to maybe respect a little bit more about what the PGA is that have gone over to live.
Because they want back in.
Yeah, they do. They want back in. It's another year. I mean, those live tours too. I mean, we've talked about it. There's nobody there. It's just not. It's just not as prestigious, you know.
Yeah, John Rahm, the beer.
Yeah, dude. Talking about getting a taste of things. I mean, you just play the most prestigious tournament like the PGA has. You know,
and especially once it hasn't happened to too many guys just yet. But when these exemptions, run out and they can't play in these tournaments, then there's going to be a real issue.
Oh, yeah. But again, I mean, we don't know what's happening with the whole merger thing.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. It seems like it's on its way. How long is it going to take? We'll see. Michael, it's time to get Matthew in the mix with a comment here. Let's sit downer.
Matthew.
Is he still there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, he's still there. Marco says Michael. My mom says a heart emoji.
Oh.
Josh P says that's a gift.
No
wow.
trivia question answer from Josh P.
He's
nothing.
Or Matthew Gabriel. How many guys have won multiple Masters? Matthew, give us a guess. Let's go, buddy. Let's go! Including Scotty Scheffler.
What's up, me boys? He says, greetings from Sedona. Had the Masters on earlier. Great for Scotty. The golf looks crazy out here.
Yes, it does.
And he says, what was the question? How many golfers have won multiple Masters tournaments, including Scotty Scheffler? As Mookie still second here, so runner on second, nobody out. And it's just funny, a Sunday night baseball game, Dodgers, Padres. It just seems like there's no way the Dodgers don't win this game.
No, literally no way at all, dude.
And Josh B and Matthew simultaneously, and this is something Michael usually would get riled for, both with the same guess of 5.
Wow.
How that should be a sign, Michael.
A sign, Michael.
That's incorrect, but how crazy is that? No,
that is crazy.
Crazy incorrect.
So
Shohei Ohtani on the mound.
We'll see if they want to one more guess apiece, and then I guess we should just give the answer or no.
Yeah, I think so.
So Matthew, Josh B, and I'll tell you guys, you're decently far off. Just to give a little bit of a hint. Let's see if they get it.
We can ask Jeff too if he wants to take a guess.
Yeah.
Yo, Jeff, if you had to guess, how many PGA players have won
multiple Masters
tournaments in their career?
I would say
8. That is incorrect. Thanks for guessing though. So we'll give Matthew and Josh B a chance to to give another guess here. And moving down, I know he kind of blew it, but Xander Schauffele, you look at his track record, hasn't won a major championship yet, but he was one of only 8 golfers to be under par for the week. So another top 10. We'll see what happens next week at Valhalla. I think it was a positive sign for Will Zalatoris to finish in the top 10 here. We know those back injuries lingered for the last couple of years. Maybe this is a sign, that he's back. And you look further down the list here. It's definitely some disappointment. Ricky Fowler, +5, tied for 30th. Tom Kim +5. But did shoot 6 under par today. So it was 11 over coming into today and shot, 6 under. He's only like 22 years old. So bright future ahead. He's a guy, could be in the conversation eventually. And then I was surprised that, you had like Phil Mickelson 8 over, John Rahm 9 over, and I believe Brooks Koepka, where
Shohei goes down swinging, by the way.
Brooks Koepka finished at 9 over par. Finishing, in the top. Was he tied? He was tied for second last year.
He was, yeah.
I mean, were you surprised to see these big names, in the 40s here, all the way down the leaderboard?
Yeah. We spoke a little bit about that too before the show. I mean, again, I just feel like that the combination of the weather the first couple of days and those greens, you saw so many of these players struggle with their putting. It really is kind of crazy. And then because of that, I just feel that would trickle down. Honestly, and honestly, with Koepka in mind here, I feel like, again, like struggled on the green
he could
a little
not
bit.
hit a putt.
And then all of a sudden, like, kind of like shanking shots off the tee.
That was a nice catch.
That was really nice. Was that Profar? Or was that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's jerks.
Second sliding catch there to get Freddie Freeman out, by the way. He looks a little banged up. Probably just going to walk it off, though. That's right, Michael.
And Matthew and Josh B, 9 and 14, respectively. Matthew headed to dinner, boys. Talk to you soon. Hopefully he's still here because we can give the answer to the trivia question. Believe it or not, it seems like a lot because this was the 88th edition of the Masters.
88th.
But it was only there's been 18 golfers to win the Masters twice. 18 golfers. Really is unbelievable because like it's funny when I was thinking to myself when Jeff was trying to name them off before, it's like you don't have enough fingers.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
So that was a surprise. And speaking of guys who have won multiple, Masters tournament, how about the story of Jose Marie? I think it's Olazabal, 58 years old, won the Masters in 94 and 99, makes the weekend, ties with Rahm and Koepka. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would say very impressive for him. How old is he? 54? 58.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So you can only imagine, how difficult that is. The distance completely different, with, them versus the older guys, the young and old. And then, some other guys that struggled to hit the gala, Shane Lowry, 8 and 9 over, respectively.
How about Rory, dude? Where did he finish?
Rory finished, I believe it was 3 over. 4 over. So tied for 22nd.
What do you think about him? You think he's washed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, Rory, anything?
Gone?
Do you like him or no?
One more in him.
One more.
Really?
Is it at Valhalla?
No.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, it's like it really feels like he's not going to win another major.
I don't think so, dude.
Dude.
I could borderline like he sucks, dude. Like, like I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, because it just we've reached a point. Okay, like it's 10 years, and I mean, I guess I'm trying to think back. So I guess Tiger, when he won his last major in 19, there was 11 years in between majors. So he's about at that same point, but it just doesn't seem like it's close. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs in the final 3 majors, of the season here. And speaking of Tiger, makes the cut, sets a record 24 consecutive cuts made, breaking a tie with Gary Player and Freddie Couples, who were at 23. Unfortunately, though, once he makes the weekend, he follows it up. Started 73-72, but finishes 82-77. We saw him grimacing, kind of, moseying around the course at a slower pace here, but he does finish the weekend. I mean, is there anything positive to be taken away from this?
For Tiger?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can certainly say that. I mean, I feel like there was a lot of people out there that probably thought he wouldn't finish.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Especially with the delayed start. Day one, couldn't finish the
23
round.
holes in
23
holes.
But
that probably did him in for the
tournament.
tournament.
My God.
Honestly.
Yeah, of course it did, dude. And again, you can even see it on day one where he was, like you said, he was grimacing. He's limping while he's walking. Like the man's clearly in a lot of pain. And the weather, the conditions certainly did not do him any favors. So I would chalk it up to a win. It is a shame, one of his worst, I guess, days in his career.
Worst finish of a 72-hole tournament at 16 over par. Dead last for the people who made the cut.
Yeah,
at 60.
Which again, I mean, a lot of people had him missing the cut. I think you included.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely a win for him. But it's still, I don't know. His future still looks kind of bleak.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know, man.
Do you think he said, he's on track? He wants to play the remaining 3 majors. I mean, do you think we see him not only play at Valhalla, but actually maybe like have a, improve upon where he finished here at Augusta?
Yeah, I feel like if the conditions are right and he's not battling the heavy gusts of wind against him or a rain delay, then yeah, I could see him coming out here and playing better golf. You know, again, like not to mention, he's playing one of the hardest courses he's probably going to see, And
he was, I don't know if you saw this, but he was like jacking it off the tee, like 300 consistently.
I mean, he was still after, I think, both days. Was he even? Or
he was one over after the first two rounds.
Okay. Which is still, again, for
in the
how everyone else was playing, like it was good.
It was good. In the short game, those first 2 days was good. I think he holed out like on a chip, and was making some long putts, and then it all evaporated over the weekend.
Yeah, and there was definitely a drive or two where you can kind of tell like
With the back,
something must have tweaked or something. So I guess obviously time will tell, but I mean the man, I'm not expecting him to quit. So
and so it's interesting. I'm not expecting it either. So I hope he can improve upon this next month at Valhalla. And just kind of, wrapping up this conversation, and of course too, we didn't mention, we did have some other big names who didn't even make the weekend. Such as JT, Sergio Garcia, Wyndham Clark, Justin Rose, Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland, Brian Harmon. I mean, that's a lot of big names there, a lot of major championships, Dustin Johnson as well. So, it really shows how tough this tournament is.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just trying to kind of make a parallel here. 1 year ago, we expected the Masters victory by Rahm to propel him to big things, to go on a run to dominance. And here we are a year later. He hasn't won any tournaments, and he's defected to Live Golf. Completely different people. But do you think there's any way, especially if these major talks continue to go, merger talks continue to go sideways, that we could see Scotty next year being on Live Golf, or you think no way?
I don't think there's any way. I feel like Scotty's having such a great time with the PGA, loves being in a part of the PGA. And I think where John Rahm went wrong is where Scotty is going to go right.
Yeah, it definitely could be a learning, experience for him. Also, I know it's so hard, and of course, it may go against, our preseason predictions here. But if you had to, look into your crystal ball, when do you see, Scotty, I know he just won one, but when do you see him winning another major championship at this point? Is it this year?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a while since
Another
somebody's won 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, I don't think so. And again, just sticking with our pre-season picks too.
It might not be till next year's 89th edition.
That would be crazy. Oh my God.
To win 3 and 4 years.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. Maybe U.S. Open.
It just seems like because the U.S. Open is so tough. It's at Pinehurst, which is a couple hours away from Jennifer and Chokery in North Carolina, an historic venue.
Wow.
So maybe we'll have to make the trip down with Thorne. I could definitely see that. Do you think though? It's Scotty. You see him though. Even if it's not a major championship, do you think he has a couple more wins? This year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I guess this was his third win of the season.
Yeah. How many more tournaments do we have total? Do you know left?
I think there were 36, and I want to say we've played like 14 events.
So wow! So there's a healthy amount. We're like halfway through, basically.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go, dude.
So it'll be interesting to see, and I love the way that the schedule works. How it's the next 3 months. There's one major every month. I think that's perfect.
Awesome. They do a good job with the scheduling, I will say.
Now I know it's tough to say, but if you had to give me an answer of the next 3 majors, you have the the PGA at Valhalla, the U.S. Open at Pinehurst, and then I want to say, is it Royal? It's not Royal Liverpool. The Open Championship at Royal Troon. Tony, of those 3, which one do you feel like you're most excited about?
I guess the U.S. Open, I would say, especially because I had Victor Hovland winning that one, so I feel like he's been a little underwhelming.
Right, missing the cut this week.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he can do there. I would like to see him win that.
And do you think you would like the Open Championship more if there wasn't the time difference, the 4 a.m. tee time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is kind of like it's a completely different setup, the European courses.
I know, it really is. Michael's riled for the 4 a.m. tee times, though.
He's
I'll be able to watch.
He's there.
Dude.
He's there.
That's funny.
But honestly, I would agree with you, though. That's probably what I'm most excited about, too. If I had to give a second answer, probably would be the Open Championship, just because the burnt out fairways and just completely different. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And also just like who is going to make a run at Scotty this year? Because right now it seems like there's just such a big gap. But I know, last year, I'm sure we didn't see, the Koepka win at the PGA,
Right.
the Harmon win at the Open, and then the Wyndham Clark win at the U.S. Open. We didn't see any of that coming. But it's just so interesting to think about that for a second, reflect back and then think now, like, what is about to happen?
Yeah.
That is there going to be a lot that we don't see coming?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like there will be. I would be surprised too if like one of these majors, there's like kind of some no-name guy
Yeah.
that ends up winning.
Imagine if it's like Lucas Glover.
That would be
He
sick.
has won a U.S. Open, which I kind of forgot because it was such a long time ago. But he
Geez,
did.
what was that, like 2016?
I think it was.
Yeah, I remember us
2016,
talking
yeah.
about it. Oh,
Wow! I thought he was out.
Me too.
Still 0-0 here, by the way. Top of the second. But yeah, I'm so excited to see what happens here, and we're gonna tee it up in only a few days from now at
Who's out?
Harbor Town, Tony. So a signature event coming up the week after the Masters. So that's the RBC Heritage Tournament. And this one will be coming from Harbor Town Golf Links in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And they are challenging this play, by the way. We'll see on the replay.
The ump was
He's
a little out of
or no?
position. Yeah.
But definitely a nice venue, and it's nice too because of the positioning on the schedule. A lot of big names would typically skip this tournament, but because it's a signature event now, they all go. So Scotty Scheffler will be, playing in this event as well as the top, golfers, Rory, all that. So nice to kind of have that piggyback in the Masters. Gives us something to look forward to, scheduling wise next week.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. That's good scheduling by the PGA.
So yeah, obviously we'll do our traditional, preview, on Wednesday. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know what the question was. We might as well do before we switch over here, and we'll give people time to answer this. But our second trivia question. Who is the youngest golfer to win the Masters tournament? So we will give that answer. Did they call him out?
They called him out.
Okay.
The tag by Gavin Lux.
Just getting him. So who is the youngest player to win the Masters tournament? So we'll give that answer in a little bit. And we do have some comments, Michael, if you want to get to those.
Sounds like a lot. Wow, clear your throat.
We have very many comments. Donna Barnaby saying, "Hi, Brian."
Hi, Mom. Great to have her, tuning in here.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
great.
sure she enjoys the Masters talk.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Does she watch? Does she tune in?
No. Yankees, Tony. Yankees.
Yeah,
and
course.
Providence basketball.
Of course. Yes.
The magic combination, Michael.
Jay, look at everyone here.
Jay Lib.
I don't know. It's just Jay.
No, that's somebody,
that's Jay,
chat, right?
Yeah, that is.
Donna Barnaby, home from North Carolina and watching.
Yeah, they were just visiting Jennifer and Chokri and Layla, who I believe is part of the next comment, Michael.
Jennifer Barnaby saying, "Hi, Uncle Brian. I'm watching you right now."
Aww.
That is the best.
Love Layla.
Love stuff like that. Hi, Layla. Can't wait to see you again soon. Had such a good time visiting you last month, and I know they're visiting, I think, in June, so that'll be here before we know it.
Wow, June, literally, it will be.
Yeah, quite literally, Tony. And how about this? Josh B saying, "Wasn't it Tiger?" And that is correct, Michael. So Tiger Woods, and I did have it up on here. I believe it was the 1997 edition of the Masters tournament. So let's see. So he's 48. So 1997 was 27 years ago. So he's 21 and change. Yeah. So that's crazy to think about winning the Masters tournament at that age, honestly.
That was 24 years ago, we said, right? So it was the 66th edition of the Masters tournament.
What do you like? I know you love all of it, but do you think any of the announcers do the overkill with saying Masters tournament like every other sentence? Or you think that's what it has to be?
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Oh man, it's the best.
That's right, Michael.
But I think it's a good time, Michael, if we could go to the world of Major League Baseball.
Corey. Drop it. Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drill deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So it was a good weekend for both New York baseball
That's
teams.
correct.
Both winning
Yes.
2 out of 3. And we'll kind of talk about all the games. Obviously, tough loss for the Yankees today. But that was on the heels. They were rained out Friday. So double header yesterday. Clark Schmidt on the hill versus Cookie Carrasco, Tony.
How do you like that, dude?
Schmidt with the upper hand in a tight game 1 here, a Saturday afternoon game where Schmidt went 5 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, but 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA down to 3.68. But I think, the thing with Schmidt, like a performance like that, sure, that's good. But control is a concern. And this Yankee bullpen, we saw them unfortunately blow it in extras today. It can't be every game the starter at the most can go 5 innings unless it's, Stroman, or Rodon, I guess, has started to do that. But I think they need to start getting more length. And that's why, I don't know. It's like he gets the win here. Great. But I still think he's better off as a reliever.
Why do you think he's not? Is his pitch count high?
Well, yeah,
first
5
game?
walks. I mean,
5 walks,
but then 85 pitches. But I think they see it. Like, I'm sure he's walking a lot of guys, getting into trouble. So they're trying to get out of Dodge. So, that's why they do that. So it'll be interesting to see, what they do, especially once, Garrett Cole comes back, with the rotation, with Heel, with Schmidt, all of that. Fortunately for the Yankees, rest of the way, Ferguson, Hamilton, who pitched 2 scoreless innings in this one, and then Clay Holmes for his 6th save of the year, got the job done from a pitching perspective. Offensively for the Yankees, they scored their first run on a double play ground out from Trent Grisham.
Wow.
But Oswaldo Cabrera kind of was giving me nostalgia from 2 years ago in the playoffs. A bomb to right field in the 6th. That made the game 3-0, and that was really the difference here. 352 feet to right, scoring Alex Verdugo. And the Guardians did answer back with a 2-run 6th on a fielding error by Gleyber Torres. But the Yankees hold on from there to take game 1, 3-2, a game which saw them have 10 hits, only 3 runs. So they definitely left, some guys on base. 9 left on base, 2 for 11 runners in scoring position. But obviously, a win is a win, and always good to get the first game of a doubleheader. And fortunately for them, they also were able to take game 2 of that doubleheader. As Jake Cronenworth, a diving catch, or he fell back and caught it?
No, diving catch.
Diving catch. So game 2, they actually win 8-2. And I don't quite get this. I was kind of like coming up with a theory, but no one has confirmed this for me. Looks like a nice catch here by Jake Cronenworth. But the Yankees, in this spot for game 2, it was Luis Gil's spot to start, but they used Cody Petit from the minors as the 26th man, so they could send him right back down after the game. Don't have to use a 40-man roster spot, or actually 27th man, because the roster is 26 now. So I didn't understand that. I mean, I know too, I think there's some concerns about Gil's, innings this year after missing most of the last couple of years. But what do you, and he's going to start tomorrow, but it's like, what do you think? Do you think that's what it is? It's inning management, or do you think they wanted to take advantage of a doubleheader, being able to pull a guy from the minors, see what he looks like? I just didn't think it would be him, Petit.
Yeah.
You would have thought it would have been Will Warren, somebody like that.
Petit, we've seen before.
No,
I feel like I recognize that name.
Maybe he's pitched on other teams.
Maybe. But nonetheless, I mean, I want to say it's more so the fact that it was a doubleheader and just taking advantage of that scenario. But like you said, it is odd that they didn't bring up somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. So he is 29 years old. Looks like he was on, I think, the Marlins Was it okay, yeah, he was on the Marlins 21 and 22. So that's probably
He
where
starts.
you
Yeah, I must have seen him pitch for the
familiar
Marlins.
with him. 9 starts going into this one.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting. They go with that move, but like we said, I think taking advantage of that 27th man. And this was a good game from the start. The Yankees scoring 2 runs in the top half of the first inning. A Rizzo single and a Giancarlo Stanton walk made it 2-0. A couple scoreless innings by both teams before the 4th inning. Who else but Anthony Volpe? I mean, it's every game, hit after hit after hit. I mean, in all seriousness, he could win the batting title this year. The way he's hitting, it's unbelievable. A single to center scores Gleyber Torres. So that makes it 3-0. And then the big blow, Juan Soto's 3rd home run as a Yankee, 408 feet to left center, scoring Verdugo, and Volpe made it 6-0. As well, the Cabrera, who got to a hot start, kind of was quiet for a little bit, has picked it back up again. We talked about the homer in game 1, double here in game 2, which made it 7-0. And then Austin Wells with a sacrifice fly, making it 8-0. Former Yankee Estevan Florial hits a home run here, his first as a Guardian, made it 8-1, and then Josh Naylor also hitting a home run in the 9th to make it 8-2. That was the final score here, 8-2. Yankees get the win to go to 12-3. Petit's line was very good. And I have to say, I was surprised for a guy who it seems like, a lot of time in the minors, kind of a journeyman, late bloomer, this and that. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and the 1 home run allowed, only throwing 77 pitches. But for making his Yankee debut, picking up the win, a guy that we've never heard of. I mean, it's nice for them to know, okay, in the minors, if we need to call somebody up, this guy is an option.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I feel like they must have known something we didn't, because clearly this guy pitched pretty well. So
yeah, and then the 8
dude.
runs, you love that. And I feel like you didn't really say anything. I know I was kind of in the middle of going over it, but I mean, what's your thoughts on Volpe? What he's done?
Well, actually, I was going to say, I feel like with Volpe, it's another year of him, maturing in the major leagues. But I think what is also huge is the fact that he has so many great hitters around him in the Yankees lineup. I mean, he's got to be just like a sponge and soaking up information, especially with Soto there. I mean, Soto, I feel like, has some of the better pitch recognition around the league. So it really is so impressive, some of the pitches he lays off. So I want to say, I mean, with those people around him, I mean, that's where Volpe is kind of improving.
And I mean, obviously his average, I mean, is it's ridiculous right now. And there's a lot of time left. But seeing what you've seen so far, I mean, do you think that it's in the realm that he may even end up hitting around 300 this year?
Yeah, I could see that, certainly.
Because it just seems like he's just going for contact as they're really trying to get under pitches last year.
Yeah. No, I think, again, I mean, whatever he's kind of worked on in the offseason, it's clearly working now. And I would anticipate, I mean, again, like he seems to be having a good, head up on his shoulders, whereas, like any other batter, player in the MLB, you're going to go into your slumps, where you go 3 games without any hits or whatever. But again, we've seen that from him before, even last season, honestly, and look at him now, so I think he has that ability to kind of understand, as Rosario gets a nice double here. Yeah. Nice, dude. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say just now.
About Volpe and then what he's done.
Oh, yes, we've seen him kind of get out of some stuff like that. So I could totally see him batting on 300.
And actually, so after today's game, which we'll break down, but they unfortunately lose 8-7, get walked off in extra innings in 10. Volpe going 3 for 4 though, so hitting 382 through the Yankees' first 16 games. So obviously that is impressive stuff. But to the specifics of this game, we had Nestor Cortez, who was coming off a strong previous outing, going up against Logan Allen. Both pitchers not at their best in this one. Nestor only going 4 innings, giving up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, only 1 walk, struck out 6, but allowing 2 home runs. We did see him go back to the quick pitch, trying to throw timing off, this and that. But I have to say, Tony, I was pretty disappointed against a weak-hitting Cleveland lineup to give up 4 runs over 4. I mean, kind of like batting practice, no?
Yeah, dude, it kind of is like batting practice. What was the issue? Location? Was he? Yeah. What? The water, dude.
Honestly, Michael knows,
Dude, aren't
right?
you like gonna piss your pants, dude?
No, but do you think I like water more than you, Michael? Or I feel like you're big on the water.
No, yeah, I think you like it more.
Yeah. What about you, Tony? Are you?
I think I like it the most.
No, Matthew.
No, I don't know. No, first of all, Matthew doesn't drink water. Okay, let's take it easy here.
But like, I
right.
get the whole science behind it and like how stuff breaks down. I just can't like wrap my head around though going with the salt water.
Yeah, the salt is brutal. And like,
Michael, right? I mean, I know you
Light salt. He does, and you got to put like lemon in there.
Wait, but I mean, can you do that? Or you
he
just?
does. His is too much salt.
Wait, but I'm saying, can
he
you
says he
do it?
puts
Or
just
you
a little
just-
bit.
Yes, I said a little bit.
Said,
yeah.
No, he says I just put a little pinch in that. I'm like, there's
You've
no
had
fucking.
it, it's
Yeah,
oh
like,
my
dude,
God.
literally
Tough.
so
Quite
salty. Like the
literally,
ocean,
Tony.
dude.
Quite literally.
Oh,
But back to this game. So both pitchers, shut down the respective offenses until the third inning with two big home runs by the team's
blow-up
really
spots.
two biggest stars here. Aaron Judge with a 3-run homer in the third inning. So good to see Judge get going. Obviously the big concerns about the slow start.
mhm.
I believe this was his third homer of the year, 450 feet. Scoring Volpe and Soto, so that made it 3-0. That is how it's supposed to look like. Volpe and Soto getting on base, Judge, going deep. Unfortunately for the Yankees, Jose Ramirez answering off Nestor, 378 to left, made it 3-2. But Jose Trevino, a guy who we haven't seen get many hits this year. I hate the hiccups, Tony. I mean, it happens.
Tony's
No,
not
honestly,
even awake.
I do too. Honestly,
Tony's sleeping.
last night I got the hiccups like late
was
last night,
tough.
and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
God, it's just.
But a homer to center, so that made it 4-2. Arias homering though for the Guardians made it 4-3. Josh Naylor with a single to make it 4-4. Couple scoreless innings, and how about Estevan Florial, Tony, second homer against the Yankees in 2 days here. Off of Luke Weaver, giving the Guardians a 5-4 lead. Seemed like the Guardians had this one in the bag, but top of the ninth, the Yankees respond with a double from Anthony Volpe, tying the game at 5. They get 2 runs in the top of the 10th on a Rizzo single.
Love to see that.
But then they blew it. Alex Verdugo.
Yep.
I don't know. Did you see that play or no?
No.
So it was I guess first, just runner on third, ground ball. He throws home, but Verdugo is concerned about where the ball is going. So he stops, which allows the catcher to make the double play at first base
Oh my
to
God.
get out of the inning. So yeah, it was tough to see that.
Yeah.
And then also Glaber making an error in the 10th inning.
Oh.
The typical infield in but starts to think about the throw before he fields the ball,
Yeah.
throws it late, the runner's safe. And it ends up being former Met great Andres Jimenez, sacrifice fly to right, one of those things where there was no chance at the throw to get him at the plate.
Oh.
So the Yankees unfortunately lose this game 8-7 and head to Toronto for 3 games before ultimately returning home for the series against the Tampa Bay Rays. So while it is a tough loss, one that stings, I think there are some positives, and I think the biggest positive that every series the Yankees have played this year, they've won. So 5 for 5 in terms of series. I think that's a big way to start the season.
Oh my God, it's huge. I mean, you still got a solid record. You're what,
Yeah.
12-4?
12-4, yeah.
12-4. You guys have been killing it on the road too. You're 8-2 or something like that on the road. So you'll have to see that. And again, I mean, you guys are winning series at the end of the day, which is really what you need to do, Michael, in order to obviously get into the postseason. Which this is it, dude.
A couple comments, and one from our good friend Matthew Ryan saying, "Scotty." What else we got,
Tony,
Matthew?
please. Yeah, Tony, stop yourself. Oh my God, stop. I do not touch much. I do not.
Too
Too
much. Like
much.
he's
LOL.
saying
Wait,
that he
what?
doesn't put too much salt into this water.
Oh, this is Matt. Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Yes, you
Just
do,
for
dude.
me,
Yes,
it's
you
like
do,
like
dude.
Matt's explained the whole thing
Right,
with
yeah.
it.
No, I
like
get
I
it.
get the
Yeah,
science
yeah.
behind it, but I just a general thing.
Yeah,
I can't drink salt water.
yeah, no.
Like
I think he-
I can't
Dude,
do it.
and honestly, he must put like half a cup of salt, man.
Yo, literally.
In his big jug, half a cup of salt. It like stirs it up.
Yeah. I just love the taste of just plain water. Like I don't know. I don't need.
Dude, when I got here earlier, I like slammed
Yeah,
2 glasses
it
ice water.
it
I'm like,
feels
this
so
is
good.
so good,
Yeah.
dude.
Looks like
Mookie
the
Betts double
Dodgers
play,
get out of a
dude.
bases loaded jam. So Jimmy Paxton, the former Red Sox and Yankee
Right.
pitcher, getting out of a jam here. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third. Lux, Betts, and Ohtani are going to be batting, Tony, against you, Darvish. You think the Dodgers get some runs here in the bottom half of the third?
I could see that, although Darvish has been pitching pretty
Yeah.
well. I also noticed, I don't know if he changed his windup though, but I feel like he has a real like delayed like windup now. I don't think he always had that.
Yeah,
Did he?
I guess I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah. Because it's
just to
very
see.
odd.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I feel good about the weekend. The loss definitely stings, and especially Glaber with like the kind of mental error. That's tough, and I think that kind of alludes to Tony, the concerns we've had about him and not committing to him long term. Everything okay, Mike?
Yeah, Tony's just being silly.
Yeah, I'm literally
Off air doing stuff. You know. What I mean?
Yeah, I see it.
I'm
searching.
looking at the monitor here. I'm
Nah.
seeing Matt Gabriel's comment comes up, and I do not too much.
But then also Anthony Rizzo, Tony, had an error in this one, has been struggling this season. Had a hit in extra innings and
Right.
stuff, but has made some fielding errors. And I feel like it was always, you knew from seeing him, in the National League with the Cubs all these years, always was like a sound fielder, but he's
Oh,
made
it's
some
flawless.
errors.
Yeah, interesting.
He's not, his reaction time seems slow. So there is a little concern there for me.
Concussion?
No, I think he's fine, but I just wonder, is he diminished? Does he still have it? Because he was always so sure at first base.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He literally should be still. What are the errors? Is he just not fielding the ball right?
Fielding,
Taking off
yeah,
of hops.
fielding.
He's just not.
Yeah, in the game, I think it was the game. Was it the game I was at? I'm trying to think. I think it was the game I was at. Either that or it was a different game. But it's like he dropped the ball because the runner ran into him, and then they ended up scoring a run, like something like that. But getting
dude.
older. LeMahieu is going to come off the IL soon. If he's struggling a little bit, they might give DJ a chance to at least platoon with him.
Yeah, rightfully so, I suppose. I would definitely give Rizzo some more time. Again, my biggest concern would be is if he, has an injury. But if they say he doesn't, then he doesn't. But there's got to be a reason why he's not seeing the ball well, right?
Yeah.
tough.
So that's something to monitor. But other than that, I think the offense has been good. Stanton seems like a different player this year, which is great.
Yeah, that's right, Mikey.
Yeah, Michael. Yep, on top of that.
Thank you, Barnes.
Of course, Michael. Credit where credit is due. But I also Nestor is a little bit of a concern because this lineup, like I said, isn't that good. He had the great start last time, but the Marlins are a mess. What do you think? Is there a valid reason, or is it still let's get through this month, see what happens type of thing?
Oh yeah, I would still give him some more time. Is that what you?
No. But before, there's. I'm not even
Panic?
talking about. Yeah, exactly. I'm not talking about removing him, but just before where the panic.
Yeah,
meter,
give him the rest of April, and then maybe you can start panicking if he's still 5 innings, he's up to 90 pitches or whatever, and he's just getting hit a lot. But yeah, I think he'll turn it around, dude.
Yeah,
I think he will.
So it'll be interesting here as Gavin Lux comes to the plate. Really, Gavin Lux seems like a guy who's just never lived up to it, but he keeps getting the playing time.
Yeah, he does.
He was so hyped.
Literally so hyped, dude. But like you said, here he is batting 174 on the season
and
far.
was the starting shortstop as he grounds into the shift. But he was the starting shortstop, but then was not fielding great, and that's why they went with Mookie there.
Right. And now he plays left field.
Yeah. It just I don't know, and it's funny too. They made a big deal about eliminating the shift, but with a play like that, it seems like what was eliminated.
Yeah,
you know
literally,
what I mean?
that is the shift.
Do you wish though that it was you literally had to be in a defined area, or do you think that would be too much? Where there was really no shift.
I think. No, I would like it with a defined area because that really is truly no shift.
Yeah.
That's not.
Because I hate you're hitting the ball up the middle and they just have a guy there.
Yeah.
That's tough. When you hit it, you rip it, but the guy is literally just standing right there.
Quite literally, dude. That's bogus. Mookie Betts here batting 373 in the year, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, 1 for 1 tonight with a single, Michael.
And obviously too, we'll
ropes this.
caught by
Kim.
Okay. I was looking at this. So Yankees, like I said, Toronto tomorrow, 3-game set. Luis Heel getting the start versus former Met great Chris Bassett, who has been pitching batting practice to start this year. 5.06
tough, dude.
ERA, obviously another year older. But Jays are 8-8, and I think it's just one of those things, Tony. Division series. Get 2 out of 3. Those are important. The Yankees need to win their division. They've only won the division, I think it's once since 2013?
Oh, wow.
Or twice, because they won in 22, right?
Yeah, hold on, let's see. Last time Yankees.
It was definitely 2022. Yeah, because they weren't playing in the wild card series. They did win. So it's been 2 division championships in 12 years.
2022,
Yeah,
2019 before that.
Yeah, so 2 in 12 years.
Yeah,
So I guess 11 because this year's not over. Anyway, I just think you want that. You want the home field advantage. And I forgot too, format-wise for the playoffs, is it just the top team doesn't have to, or is it the top 2 for the playoffs? Because
I think it's just top 1 team, right?
Well, let's see, because is it 3 wild cards or 2 wild cards? 3 wild cards. I think there is 3 wild cards. So 3 wild cards, 3 division, 6. So wouldn't that mean that there's 2 buys? Yeah, I think it's 2 buys.
There's
2 wild card series.
There's 2 wild card series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would mean there's 2
2 buys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
So
yeah.
you know what I mean? You want to avoid a wild card series. You know what I mean? I know it's not as like daunting as playing 1-game wild card like it used to be. Did you kind of miss the 1-game wild card?
I do a lot, actually.
It was so dramatic.
So sick, because anything could happen.
Yeah.
But I guess it does make more sense for the game if there's a series.
Yeah, because like playing 162 games to make it come down to 1 game.
1 game is like ridiculous. So
but yeah, so I just thought that was interesting. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Also, I guess it must be Patriot Day tomorrow because Guardians Red Sox 11:10 start from Fenway, and I know they always do that with the marathon. I think
yeah.
Boston Marathon must be tomorrow. So that's really on the Yankees side of things. I did mention the Mets, the Royals, 2 out of 3. What did you see from them this weekend? Yeah,
it was actually a great series against, again, a Kansas City team that I think people can easily underestimate. But that first game on Friday, you saw Severino pitch. The Mets won this game 6-1, which was great. Renee, can I get one too? Oh, you don't have to take the last if you need to. And then, so Severino pitched on Friday.
5 innings again
with the 5 innings.
Right?
Yeah, but got the win.
Yeah.
I think 1 earned run, 4 walks though.
Pops one up. Okay.
And again, it's the same deal like with the walks, the high pitch count, the last 5 innings, bring in your bullpen, use them. Obviously does well, which is fine. But again, you want to get more out of Severino, dude. And right, Mike? Yeah. So I don't get it, dude. It just seems like he's just God, with the freaking location, just doesn't have
How
it.
I feel.
It just really sucks, dude. But nonetheless,
why do you have a tight on me, dude? So I mean, you're in the same spot as you were before that start.
Yeah, literally same exact spot. And we talked about it. That was basically every start is like 5 innings, 1 or 2 earned run, which is fine. But I gotta get some longevity out of you for sure. And we were lucky enough to, obviously with the Mets, we talked about it coming off of that big, win against the Braves, scoring 16 runs. The offense was bumping. They scored 6, obviously, against Kansas City that on Friday night. Beatty, I think, was 3 for 4. McNeil, 2 for 4. Alonso, I think, hit a dinger. It was great. It was a great game. Offense was bumping, dude. You got through Kansas City. And Michael Wacha, dude, his final line, 6 innings he pitched, but 5 earned runs off of 10 hits, dude. He was batting practice, dude. So it was a great win there. And was it? Yeah, Alonso did home run that game. I mean, DJ Stewart had a couple of hits, but they move on to Saturday, which was one of their losses. Thank you very much, Renee. I love when they get us his first point. You see the cascade, dude. Oh, Mikey.
Thanks for that.
So Saturday was a loss here. It was 11-7 loss. Sean Manaea. Batting practice. 3 2/3, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks there, gets 4 Ks, but obviously the damage was done significantly. And I don't really know what's up with his pitch selection, dude, but I don't know. I feel like he hammers like fastball changeups. And it's just like, I don't know.
It's too predictable.
It's way too predictable. And your fastball is like 94, you know? So, like, let's take it easy. It's not like you can hammer it past him at 99 or whatever.
Right.
Like,
but
so
the lefties, the fastball, last couple of seasons.
it's just so tough, dude. But I don't know. I feel like he can start relying on his off-speed pitches. He has that sweeper that is pretty good. I've seen him get strikeouts with it.
Yeah.
I think he started hammering that. Then
Mike Schultz.
Mike Schultz here, first season as
is
the Padres
flushing
manager.
in his future.
It could possibly, honestly, if he does well with the Padres. I mean, I would not be opposed to getting him, honestly, in Flushing, getting Mendoza the fuck out of there, dude. But anyway, so he gives up, like I said, 6 earned runs. You're bringing this guy Solzner, bullpen guy.
Solzer. Orioles last year?
Yeah, Orioles last year. Pitched an inning and 2/3. That second inning they came in, I guess maybe he's not used to pitching 2 innings, they said. So what happens, I think leadoff walk, and then you just give up 3 runs after that. So that was kind of tough, dude, for him. What do you got?
Not to interrupt, but how awesome is this? We mentioned, my niece Layla watching the show. This was sent over in the family group chat. Her tuning in from the ground. So yeah, Renee has. I'm sure you will love.
Boots in the
Show
ground.
it to Michael. Show this to Michael.
Show it to Michael.
Oh my god.
Isn't that so cute? So love that she's tuning in as Manny Machado has left the building.
Wow, dude.
1-0 Padres, a bomb to center field. So the Padres getting off to a good start. Manny Machado's, I know, 4th home run of the year, 418 feet here.
Love that, dude.
I forgot what. Oh, you were saying
So Mania popped, Sulcer also popped. Offense was there too. It sucked because you'll get Marte 2 for 5 that night. Pete Alonso was 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, which brings him to 6. I think that's tied for first now. Joey Wendell even had a couple of hits. So your offense was working tough at big spots later down the game. I think after the 5th inning, they were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, something like that. So it was just like, you could be doing a little bit better than that, especially runners in scoring position. But again, tough loss. Your starting pitching just was not there for you. And I guess Mendoza is trying to work his bullpen around to keep some guys, fresh.
Right.
Which, again, is a tough spot to be in for a new manager,
Right.
So I guess I don't blame him that much, but I mean, we've talked about him mismanaging the bullpen before. So I guess, again, I think if our starting pitchers just go the length that they're supposed to, it solves a lot of our problems. Speaking of our problems, we're going to move forward to Sunday, which is today. Mets won 2-1. We had Jose Butto with, honestly, probably the best start I've seen so far by a Mets pitcher. His final line was, coincidentally, 6 innings. Only 2 hits, 1 walk, 9 Ks. And he threw 91 pitches.
I didn't know he was a strikeout guy.
Honestly, that neither did I, to be honest. I feel like he's really not. But nonetheless, I mean, it was great to see that. And then, I think Mendoza, did plan on having Butto start here. So he had a fresh bullpen. The normal guys, Arvino, Rayleigh, Diaz in for the save in the 9th. So I don't know. It was great to see that, like a great pitching performance. Like I said, we only scored 2 runs, and our runs didn't come until the 8th inning when we saw Harrison Bader reach on an infield single, which scored Pete Alonso, made it 1-0. And then in that very same inning, you saw Nimmo get walked, which brought in McNeil. They were up 2-0. They go to the 9th, and then Diaz, big spot, the slider for Diaz. Tight Dodgers fan.
You, no matter what though, you wouldn't throw it back, or you would?
No, I would.
If you're popped too, and like you think you'd be more likely to throw it back if they were losing, like if they were crushing the other team and they just tacked on a solo shot, you would still throw it back?
Yeah, I would.
Popped though, riled into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely. So again, I think great team wins all around. It was nice to see, again, finally the Mets were able to hang on to a low-scoring lead and win the game. They relied on their pitch and their bullpen for this win, which is great. And obviously, it seems like some bats of some players, even today.
2 hits for Lindor.
Lindor, 2 for 4. Good to see that from him. Nimmo continues to do well, 2 for 4 with the RBI on the walk. We saw that. I want to say Bader 2 for 4 day with a hit and a big. Look at he's calling his buddies, probably talking about it.
That's so
and then
funny.
Bader with a clutch hit in the 8th. I mean, I haven't seen Bader have a clutch hit at all this season, so nice to see that. And then I believe now tomorrow. Oh, geez, who do they play? Is it the Pirates? I'm double checking here. I have a feeling it's. It's the Pirates. Adrian Hauser should be the starter for tomorrow. Which again, we'll see. Give us some length. Wow, my
Was that
God!
Tatis?
Yeah, it was popped off the bat, and it's
Wow. Caught at the track,
That
Michael.
was hilarious,
track.
dude. It was not Tatis.
It was no, I think we made that mistake another time.
We definitely did.
Yeah.
As Kike Hernandez tracked that on the warning track. Good for him. But what a swing. Look at that. Really put a lot into it.
Yeah, such a high finish.
I know. Almost like a Ken Griffey Jr.-esque swing there, Michael.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, I think you have to feel, not that you feel, I guess, great, but I think you have to feel somewhat decently better, now with the Mets, 7 and 8, kind of, chugging along here.
They've won 7 out of their last 9 games now. So I mean, they've been doing a great job.
So funny, Barnes. Saturday night when we were out, Tony's like, get to a Mets fan, like, yeah, go Mets, whatever. And the guy was just
Saturday or Friday?
Friday night.
Friday.
He's just like, was this here?
No. Roadrunner,
I guess.
Yeah.
When did I say that to him? To some guy?
The Mets fan was like, they suck.
Wait, what did you say though?
He said, yeah, go Mets. And the Mets fan goes, yeah, they suck. And he goes, and he walked away from him.
Really? Not gonna lie, don't remember that.
Wait, also though, I don't know if this is like an off-air story, but it just seemed like you were alluding to, because in the beginning, Michael was saying like how like Friday night or whatever was so much fun. I don't know. I think I was missing something.
Nothing. I just was being silly.
I mean, I got pretty drunk on Friday.
Tony just said he's just funny. Yeah. He's a character.
Gin and tonics,
No, but I mean, what? Like, you were
Harrison. Well, Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison came.
Was
with
Harrison
his brother.
too popped?
I would say too
No.
popped. Normal pop pitch, I guess. I don't know.
By the way, how nice is it? Feels like a summer night.
I know the
door wide open.
dude.
I got my shorts on. I'm surprised you don't have shorts on.
Dude. I wish I did have shorts on, to be honest. I had pants on for the wedding and the breakfast this morning.
Oh, okay. Good breakfast, or?
Actually, one of the better breakfasts after a wedding.
Was it at the hotel?
It was at the hotel, and they had full buffet, like French toast, eggs. Because sometimes, I've been to weddings where they kind of cheap it on the breakfast. The
or
next
just
morning.
don't have.
They don't have. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, that's kind of beat, dude. Like the least you could do is feed me afterwards. But hey, man, yeah, it was a great breakfast this morning.
That's awesome.
Bagel, egg, sausage. Sausage was a little dry. That's fine.
What do you think of they were just showing it? Oh, that's not even Ahmad Rosario. That's Igu Rosario. I don't even know who that is. Must be some
Igu.
I had to look him up. Hey, they were just showing it though. What do you think of the ump cam?
I love the ump.
Yeah.
I
it's
think
nice
it's so
having
sick.
a different, perspective on things.
And I think again, any chance you can mix in something different with the strikeout,
with a big
call.
strikeout, 94
on the 4-seamer.
So it was, what was it? E-Guy, right?
Yeah.
E-G-U-I.
E-G-U-I. Manny Machado.
24 years old.
Let's go.
Made his major league debut in 2022. International free agent 2015. I'm just trying to see if we have anything on the minor league stats, like if he did anything crazy, Tony.
Anything crazy?
I mean, 2022, 2020 in the minors, hitting 288, stealing 21 bases.
Oh, nice, dude. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
The speed.
22 and 81.
He's a little bit of a bigger guy, too.
Yeah. And let's see here. So it's third, second, and short. So has some versatility and 24 years old. Obviously, Padres, I think trying to get younger. I'm sure. You think, look, I feel like it's almost a certainty. I have to actually look up what his numbers are this year, but if they could, they would get out of the Xander contracts. Like was it 13 years?
Yeah, it was.
14 years?
No.
It was at least 12 years, though.
Yeah. Let's see. 11 years, it says 280.
11 years, and they got 1 year at shortstop, and now he's playing second base.
Kind of crazy.
Hitting 219 with 1 home run through 16 games up to this point.
He will be earning $25 million this year.
Tatis off to a good start.
Yeah.
Machado has a couple home runs, but not there yet with the power. Padres are kind of interesting, though. You know, Michael King has struggled up to this point. I don't know if you've seen. He hasn't gone deep into games, walking a lot of guys. I think he gave up 4 runs over 5 innings last time out. Kind of interesting because we all assumed that it was like, oh, he's just going to dominate. And I don't know, you know?
Yeah, I guess that is kind of tough. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe the change of scenery wasn't great. And honestly, I mean, we've seen him struggle as a starter before. Just looking at his last, oh my goodness, yeah, his last game against the Dodgers, it looks like. Was that? No, his last game, sorry. It was against the Dodgers. 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 6 hits, dude. But against the Giants, 7 innings, no earned runs, 4 hits, pretty solid. Strikeout rate is very low. Only 19 Ks over his first 4 starts.
Yeah.
So it's, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like last
for
year,
him, he was striking out a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I still expect him to be good, but maybe they have to move him to the bullpen.
Yeah.
Who knows? Ryan Caruso says Xander contract was absurd. I'm guessing Red Sox fan, right? Have we talked to him before?
Yes, but I don't know who that is though. I don't recall that guy.
Okay, I don't know why I do.
Usually, I do know that he commented before, but I don't think he ever told us who he is.
Okay, gotcha.
And yeah, I mean, there's some people that regard that contract as one of the worst contracts.
Like he didn't even have a good year last year.
Yeah, he really didn't.
And I think it's one of those situations where he was worth more to the Red Sox than he was to the rest of the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's
then
tough.
Josh B also riled Hamid the breakfast. LOL.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta post wedding. You gotta get up early. You know, it's a Sunday. You gotta get some shit doing.
Michael chuckling about the thought of quote unquote getting up early. Do people know what early is?
Josh B definitely does. That dude does not sleep, dude.
Wait, but he gets up even earlier than you?
Dude, and doesn't go to bed till later. No, it's crazy.
Josh, how do you do it? What's your secret?
Just like
lots of coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just like, it's crazy.
Wait, so I don't know if you know or he could tell us. I mean, what time do you think he gets up? Or it's not even, it's like he's sleeping for 2 hours, you're telling me.
I feel like that's all he sleeps.
Holy.
Kind of crazy.
Because
he'll answer soon. I mean,
but like for you not to be completely.
It's Ryan McNeil. I don't know why it's coming up as Caruso.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
no way.
Ryan McNeil. Good to have him back. The kids keep you moving. He says, Josh B, I want your average annual amount of sleep per night.
Yeah.
What is it? And I was going to ask you the same question. What is it? Is
like
it
4 to 5?
4 to 5. And
maybe
like closer to 4, you're kind of beat. 5, you're feeling pretty good?
Oh, no. Like when it's in like 3.
3, you're beat.
Yeah.
So 4, you're okay. But like Tony would say, not great.
Not great.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
No.
Freddie Freeman due for a home run here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, that's a good hit. Though.
I know. That was a great hit. I kind of thought for a second. He's going for a double? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
But he says, Josh B says 4 to 5 is the most. So that means that probably
pretty much on average. But I feel like he doesn't sleep as much.
Yeah.
I think he's just guessing.
He probably sleeps at work a lot.
Wow. what made you want to go there, Tony?
Oh, wow. I'm just like joking.
It's New Jersey Transit.
Yeah.
Dude, they were bashing New Jersey Transit on the Dave Rothenberg show.
What were they saying? The Mets?
It's horrible.
The Mets?
They
Was it on the Mets?
No. It was about something they're doing. They're charging more, this, that, and the third. It already costs an arm and a leg. Doesn't even get up early enough. Like the trains don't leave early enough for whoever lives in Jersey from that show. He's just complaining.
Yeah.
It sounds like a complainer.
Wouldn't it be nice if everybody had the Yankee setup with the train, huh?
Yeah.
It would be.
Ryan Caruso, also known as McNeil, says 6.5 runs over under for the Dodgers right now. Padres. Should I take it? I would say yes. I think there's going to be some late scoring.
I think so as well.
Some dramatics.
By the way, last season, Freddie Freeman, 59 doubles, Dodgers record.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems like an absurd number.
That's what it said just now, dude.
Wow.
Absurd is right. I will double check to
I
confirm.
feel like that's got to
I mean, if
be
they put it up there, it's got to be right.
one of the best free agent signings, like over $100 million for a guy in his like early to mid 30s that we've ever seen.
I would kill to have him in the Mets.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't.
And the Yankees could have had him instead of Anthony Rizzo, Michael.
Oh,
But I think you still kind of like Rizzo or not?
no.
Really?
Oh, here we go.
He's going to be safe at the
easily.
plate. So we have a 1-1 ball game here. So I hope Ryan McNeil took the over, Tony.
Yes, absolutely. Confirmed, by the way, 59 doubles for last season, and which led the league. Obviously, year before that with the Dodgers, 47 also led the league in doubles.
Unbelievable. So I just happened to think about this. We're talking about transit. I mentioned the Mets. You know, yesterday I sent you the screenshot of the attendance. What was it, Friday night?
Mhm.
Was it Friday or was it Thursday? No, it was
No,
Friday.
it was Friday night. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you know, we saw it was only 18,000. I think you were thinking in the 30s. I thought 24, and I think Riley thought 28, something like that. I mean, you must have been pretty shocked to see that number.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely really low. I don't know, dude. It's tough. I mean, Stevie's got to do a little something better to get some people in the stands here.
But do you think, like you said, you know, they just won 7 out of 9, that you know, more of that, then we'll see the uptick along with the better weather?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, true. With the weather warming up, sure. Friday night, probably a little cold for people to be there, but nonetheless, I mean, that seems kind of low. You can do some promotions, like something.
So I have no idea, but you want to take a crack at yesterday, and you didn't look at this, did you?
No.
Okay, so yesterday and today,
Citi
you want
Field?
to take a guess? So let's see. So okay, I got yesterday's attendance. What's your guess?
21.
25, 3.
Okay, there we go.
But still, I mean,
Right.
because what's the capacity there? Is it 40, like
2.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I mean, that's what, 60% full or 65%.
Which is all right.
But on a weekend, though, I mean, I know it's still April, but you know what I mean. I just think it's something for like being a player to like just a packed house,
Yeah.
loud,
Oh my
not
gosh,
looking
I know.
up and like seeing all these empty seats. You know.
Yeah. Oh my god, I would imagine it works wonders for a player, dude.
Now better weather today. Do you think that resulted in better attendance?
I mean, Sunday early game, the Masters is on. I don't know, man. I would think worse than Saturday. 19,000.
No, actually,
Better?
32,000.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
749.
Let's fucking go, dude. All
That's
right.
more respectable.
Way
definitely.
more respectable. What's the deal? Maybe people.
As Max Muncy has left the building.
Wow,
Ryan McNeil,
dude.
where are you? A 2-run homer off you, Darvish, Michael, making it 3-1 Dodgers.
Wow. Max Muncy, dude.
Did it, like
That's
we
crazy.
kind of alluded to this in the open, but does this not feel familiar? Padres, Dodgers. Maybe the Padres have a little hope, and then the Dodgers come in.
Smash it. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Max Muncy's 4th home run of the year, by the way. He's definitely started hot, which is great for him.
And it's amazing with him. If he could just cut down on the amount of strikeouts, I feel like he could just be so much more productive player. Like it's like
Wow.
to hit 30 home runs, he shouldn't have to hit
Yeah.
170 and strike out 200 times.
Yeah, no, I totally agree there. She was on
A
top of that
couple
ball,
more
dude.
comments regarding the sleep pattern from Josh B.
Uh-oh.
Michael?
I'll sleep on the couch for 2 hours, then maybe another hour or 2. The problem is the time I should be asleep, I'm watching sports. NJT isn't the best, but he can get there early enough. Plus, I'd hook him up if he asked. LOL. Ryan Caruso, like Shane McMahon said, here comes the money.
Yeah, so he's fired up 4, so he needs 3 more runs. But still, man, I don't know how Josh B does it. Like, I love sports as much as anybody. I could not sleep 3 hours a night to watch more.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Sleep is, I feel like, kind of underrated.
No, because I'm saying it sucks.
underrated.
Like it's so
Right.
annoying not getting enough sleep.
It really
it's the
is.
worst feeling.
Especially
in the
after
world.
like an elongated period of time
Yes,
where it's just
yes.
like, when is this going to stop?
It's been like that for the last couple of years.
Literally the last like 5 years.
Teoscar
Wow.
Hernandez getting into one
At the warning track.
At the track. So that's the
Yeah.
first out of the inning. Kind of interesting here. A solid start, but now all of a sudden, Darvish serving up batting practice. Tony.
Um,
Were you looking something up?
No, actually, one of my students just messaged me.
Riley Souza?
No. Actually, an old student with a question about something. I'll get to it after. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to answer right now.
Yeah.
Riley Souza, he'll be in tomorrow though.
He will be in
He'll
tomorrow.
Masters, dude.
Yeah, Masters. So he's gonna be around.
And, he was giving me shit about picking Scotty Scheffler, by the way.
What
Dude,
chalk?
that's a chalk pick.
Yeah. But sometimes you gotta.
That's
I'm
right,
sure he'll
Michael.
be around at Aubert though.
Yeah.
For the second.
My guy Aubert, yo. Yeah, you saw Max Homa in that.
Homa had a good tournament.
He did
as
have
well.
a great tournament. Yeah, he really did. Better than I expected.
Golf,
dude.
Tony. The golf.
Dude, literally, that was such a great. I mean, I was watching on my
Yeah.
phone while I was driving.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it was so sick, dude.
You like a couple years ago would have just no way you would think you'd
Yeah, I'd
ever
been like,
do that.
yeah, no thanks, dude.
Like, had you watched any tournament, like just
Here and there,
the
like
Masters,
like-
like with your dad, pretty much.
yeah, again, like if it's like on during the day and
Yeah.
like again, like baseball game, we're watching the Mets commercial,
right.
flip over the golf for a hot second, whatever, and then get back out. But never really into it, dude.
Like, who knows? Maybe in a couple of years we'll have Renee tuning into like the 91st edition of the Masters tournament. But that's what Tony was saying, right?
You never know, Renee.
When Scotty Scheffler is going for his 4th consecutive green jacket, then Michael will get roused.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that'll be good to catch up with Riley. Red Sox, I mean, I think better than expected at 9-7 so far.
Oh yeah, I would say way better. And
Devers
again,
though, a shoulder injury.
that really?
Yeah, I have him on one of my fantasy teams. Kind of
Oh.
tight, not in the injured list, but I mean that's
Is anything torn? Oh, it's like sore. Like,
soreness. That's what they're saying. You never know. If they're
Never
playing.
know. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
Senga 60-day IL.
JD Martinez is supposed to
Yeah,
debut
yeah,
by
right. I mean,
now.
what the
Now
fuck,
probably
dude?
not till May.
Yeah.
I've heard.
He's a bum.
You really don't think there's any way he comes back and is like good?
I don't know, man. I mean, again, I could see that. I could see him being brought up as a DH or whatever and hitting some dingers. But I mean, wow, they're interviewing this guy during the game now. This is crazy. I think I caught that home run ball, toss it back. But again, I mean, it seems like his availability will be few and far between. I can see him just struggling, constantly sore, out, not playing, torn something, torn that. Like
I
Marte.
mean, he did play a lot of games last year, though. He did, no?
No, he did. He did play a lot of games. We looked it up. I forget the amount, but he did.
Yeah.
He had a lot of ABs last season. But again, it could be one of those things, where he just kind of blew his load last season, and that's it now.
Yeah. So it's tough, though. I feel like you just have kind of written it off. Like, it's no way that it ends up being something positive.
I mean, I wasn't that excited as everyone else was all of a sudden saying the Mets are wild card teams with JD Martinez. But I was just like, oh, you never know. But I mean, now it's like he hasn't even shown up yet. Like, how could I even be confident in him showing up and playing well?
Yeah. I haven't looked at the numbers. Has Beatty continued the hot start? Or no?
Oh yeah, dude. I think Saturday's game, he was 3 for 5. Friday had a few hits as well. Again, just great contact. Has some great at bats. Plays great in the field now. Like he is on fire, dude.
Now, when you think of him in terms of like ceiling season, career season, like what type of what do you envision him best case scenario? What type of production?
I mean,
like can he be a 300 hitter?
right now he's batting 302. So I mean, and he's been doing that consistently since the start of the season. I don't know, man. Maybe a slump. Maybe he ends the year with like a 292. Something like that, which is great. I mean, you're kidding me? I mean, you really love to see that. He's got 9 RBIs in the season so far. Obviously not a big power hitter, only 1 home run. But nonetheless, 16 hits, you got to love to see that. Especially, huge improvement it seems from last year. Last year didn't get off to a hot start as Hernandez.
Boy, Darvish is hanging.
Yeah,
pitches.
dude. Rip that one foul. He's got to be a little tight about that one. Yes, pump for Beatty though. Again, if he finishes around 290, that's still a huge improvement from last year.
Yeah.
And I just don't want there to be a question about like the starting third baseman. Like it's just like it's confident,
Yeah.
it's good. Like we're locked down in that position.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
no, and honestly, from what we had to deal with the Yankees last couple of years, like with positions, whether it's in the lineup or in the field, you don't want to be playing musical chairs.
You really
Stuff
don't.
needs to be
Yeah.
defined.
Especially at a position like third base too.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that's a real positive thing for the Mets because I think you were pretty soured on Beatty coming into this year, right? 'Cause-
Yeah, a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
Again, last year it was just weird. He got off to that hot start. Him and Alvarez work so well together. That's what it is too. It just seems like he gels well with the team. So I want him to be really good. And I know he's super young, but yeah, last year there was a streak of just like errors, strikeouts. Like he was in a slump. So it's nice to see him start this season off hot. That's what you want. That's what you want.
No, I mean it's just so exciting to have young talent to look forward.
Literally,
to,
like Scotty Scheffler, dude.
He's at the pinnacle of it now.
He get walked, by the way.
Do you feel like you're like juiced up for this Pirates series?
Yeah, I think so. Again, like I feel like this is the first time I've had a ton of confidence in the bats. Dodger Stadium looks decently crowded, by the way.
Oh yeah, they have the largest capacity in the league too.
Yeah, it's like
older stadiums.
Yeah, 47.
No, I think
50.
50.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, dude. Kind of sick, right, Mike?
Yeah.
But yeah, hype for that. Got to see Adrian do well. That's what I need. That's the only thing I'm like kind of sour on, right, as the starters. But nonetheless, I mean, the bullpen's been pitching well, and the bats are hot. So let's freaking go.
Boy, it's too bad
destroy them.
you have the work tomorrow night. It's going to be 70 degrees tomorrow. Martin Perez, Hauser probably could get a manageable ticket to get Pelham.
Oh my God, you probably could, dude.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you do enough work during the day. You know, a last minute ticket, dude.
Why not? Right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it, dude.
And any concern though? I mean, the Pirates have been hot. They got some younger talent. Martin Perez has actually got off to a good start too.
Again, yeah, I would anticipate sort of a competitive series for sure. But again, I think I could see Perez getting popped for the first time this season against the Mets, just because their bats are hot. In terms of their ability to score, I mean, yeah, you know, they have a youthful team. They have a lot of speed, and I think a lot of players that are able to get some good contact and hit that ball onto the ground, and then use that speed to get on base, and then therefore and so on. And you know, I can just see Adrian Hauser coming out first inning. All of a sudden, it's like bases loaded with like one out.
Yeah, you want to
first inning. Yeah, you really want to avoid that, dude. So a lot of it's going to start.
I'm curious if you'll get this. I was thrown off by the number. So this is actually Martin Perez's, or not right. Is it right now? Oh, okay, never mind. He's at 2 cents, but whatever. Anyway, just I'm curious if you could get this. How old he is?
Oh, I don't know. 28.
No, he's 33, but
33?
I actually thought he was older than that. It seems like he's been around forever.
Oh, see, I was getting like he's younger than I think vibes from you. That's okay. No, I mean, I feel like, I don't know.
He came up with Texas 2012.
2012.
12 years, so I guess 21, but I don't know. It seems like he's older. It seems like he's been around a while. And also, I mean, he's 2 years, removed from 12-8 All-Star season, 2.89 ERA.
Wow.
Texas. So, that could be a big addition, for the Pirates. Obviously struggled with a 4.45. Kind of curious too, because I feel like I get thrown off by this. Do you have any idea how old Yu Darvish is?
That's so tough. I mean, I feel like he's been around for a little while. 29.
37.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. Isn't that crazy? Like, he does not feel 37.
When did he first come to the league?
So he came in with Texas. I think he was 2012 as well.
Really?
Yeah, but he was 25, pitched in Japan for 6 years or whatever it was.
37.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy, dude. He looks great for his age.
Well, what would you say, though? I mean, it's been 12 years. He's made, 5 All-Star teams, 103 and 86 with a 3.59. Do you think that, he's met expectations, though, or is it a little – like, I don't know if he's had that many crazy years. Did he win one Cy Young?
I think one.
Okay.
But, again, I mean, I think that those are great numbers for his long career. I think maybe I don't know.
4.56 last year, you're right.
I feel like, the past couple seasons have been great. Injury, getting popped. But I would say overall, I mean, again, those are great numbers for a whole career.
It's crazy how long ago it was. Like, it doesn't feel like it, but it was 7 years ago. He was pitching in the World Series with the Dodgers and getting popped against the Astros.
That is kind of crazy. 7 years.
I almost forgot he was on
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers, yeah.
It is crazy. Wow. Speaking of, look at Justin Verlander right now.
He seems like he's the manager.
Yeah, right. He does. He literally looks like a manager. That's so funny.
You think he still has it or no? Oh, they're just talking about the elbow.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. The
Strider,
injuries,
the
dude.
elbow surgery.
Kind of crazy. I don't know. I think Verlander's old, injured. It's over, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I picked him for fantasy, so hoping there's silver lining. How'd you do this week, by the way? I lost like 9-5.
Last I checked, I was winning 10-4.
Another league though, I'm gonna combine 25-0 the first 2 weeks.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I won 10-2.
10-2.
Let's go.
Let's
dude.
go. So you might be like in first place.
I think I might. Dude, how does it work with like the records?
No, that's what it goes by. It's not like
It's a combination of how much you scored and how much they scored in terms of wins losses.
No, it's just the categories. It's
Right.
all categories the whole
Right.
season.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter. Like
It's not like
I'm 5-4. It's not like
you're not 1-0.
football.
Yeah,
Yes,
or hockey
yes.
because that's how hockey's run.
Right.
Weeks by weeks,
Right.
and it's just like you're 1-0 because you won
Yeah,
that 1
but,
week.
but basketball typically is like that as well. So very early on here in the fantasy.
It's
baseball
kind of
season.
sick though because it adds another element. Like it, if you win a shit ton by a shit ton
that
margin,
changes everything.
Yeah, it really
changes
does.
everything. So interesting. And with baseball, obviously exciting time here early on, and just so excited for the season. So excited about the Yankees. Solid start. Obviously tough loss today, but looking forward to playing Toronto. Division games are always fun, and really want to tell Vladdy to sit down.
Yeah, that honestly, dude, like his, I guess, like demise against the Yankees. I mean, it's just like he did it to himself, dude.
Yeah,
he really did.
What about Alex Manoah? Who saw that coming?
Dude.
I don't get what that is, though. You think it's a mental blow up?
Must be, dude, because we saw him open his first.
He was
start
so good,
so good, dude. The family in the stands rooting for him. First,
Yeah.
I think his first outing was like 7 innings, like no earned runs.
Yeah.
Like it was sick, dude. He was throwing lights out stuff, and then all of a sudden, dude, blow up, down in the minors, come back up, get blown up again, and then see you later, dude.
Kind
Gain
of
some
a
weight.
crazy question, but would you trade Quintana for him?
Oh wow, that is a crazy question. Is he pitching in the minors? Is he?
I was actually going to look.
I have
that up.
no idea what he's been doing so far this year.
It's weird too that Vladdy seems older. He's only 25.
He does look older, that's for sure.
Hitting 190, Tony, with 3 home runs to start this year.
So far, let's see, baseball reference, the season. What do we got to load. Has he not pitched?
Wait, Michael King? Oh, is that a side session? Oh, these are side sessions. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to baseball reference, and then you could show minors.
Because that's what I was looking at. Like, he hasn't.
So there's no
pitched.
2024 minors. Oh no, there is 18 ERA, 5 innings. So he pitched 2 games, 5 innings, 11 runs.
I would not trade Quintana for him.
I just feel like though that what was it 2022 16-7 180 strikeouts 196 innings 2.24. How could that just disappear off the face of the earth? He did go after Garrett Cole,
Yeah.
and he hasn't been able to back it up since.
Again, yeah, he just bit off too much that he could chew. I don't know, man. I think him going to the Mets too. I mean, like, come on, I don't know, dude. It's not going to do well.
So no hope for Sevy. Like he doesn't finish a year in the rotation.
Oh,
He's
God,
going to be
dude.
pitching batting practice. Like
I mean, probably. I mean, again, he's been keeping the ball in the park, which is great.
yeah.
But I just need some longevity out of him, and I can just see down the road if he can't figure that out, if he can't figure out his control, he's gonna start giving up runs,
Right.
and it's gonna be bad. So I guess we'll see.
Like where do you of all their starters? Like I mean, is there any? Is there anybody in the rotation now that you have less confidence in than Severino, or is he lowest for you?
I feel like Quintana is probably the lowest. to
So
be
okay,
honest,
so you're
dude.
more Severino, pro Severino.
Pro,
than Quintana.
yeah, I would say so. Just because Severino has some type of like fastball, like
Right. Live, but just struggles with movement.
yeah.
And location.
So it's there. I feel like Quintana is just every pitch just seems so hittable.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be a really
Good
big
play
test
here.
because I think day games are tough. His next start is Wednesday against the Pirates at 1:10 from Citi Field. That's a tough spot.
A very tough spot, dude. And again, it's going to be the final game, I think, too, of the series.
Final game of the series.
Yeah.
And then where did the Mets go after that? Do you know?
Oh, I do not know. I can look it up though. Laptop died.
And Josh B had said, I think he's got maybe one more year. Justin Verlander, probably.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. That's probably what he meant. Let's see, Pirates, and then against the Dodgers, a West Coast trip.
Oh, in LA.
In LA, and
Next
then the
weekend?
Giants. Yeah.
Is it a Friday to Sunday?
Yep,
series?
Friday, Saturday,
Okay,
Sunday.
Cool. And then on to San Francisco.
And then Monday, San Francisco.
And he says, yes, Verlander. Do you think there's going to be a lot of interaction between Conforto and the
Oh
current
yeah,
Mets?
of course, dude.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Even though obviously there's been a lot of guys in and out, but nonetheless, there will be the tribute video, JD, Flores.
Oh, I forgot that there's a couple guys.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
Yeah. Michael, if we could go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle. Great hit. That's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net between the legs and they score! Filthy! David Pasternak.
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
Conforto after a weak year last year is off to a good start. 302 with 3 home runs, 12 RBI so far. 928 OPS.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So be interesting to see what he looks like against the Mets. Before we get to the Rangers, some big news out of the National Hockey League yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but the Arizona Coyotes next season moving to Salt Lake City, Utah. What are your thoughts about this?
Kind of crazy. Actually, really funny because Friday night, Michael and I at the bar, I was talking to him about how, hey, like, what's crazy is that, like, I heard that, like, there's reports that, obviously the Coyotes had a new facility in mind in Tempe, the jobs we saw, whatever. But the NHL was like, are you going to have money for this? And they were like, yes, the state is funding us. And then they're like, well, if they don't fund you, you're going to have to move. And this was Friday night. And Mike was like, oh, it's crazy. Move to Salt Lake City. The Utah Jazz owners would get the team then. And then sure enough, the next day, it was announced.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, dude, because the Coyotes, I think, are a fun organization.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say they started in '96 as an expansion team. I want to say.
Yep.
Again, cool logo, cool idea. Arizona, I feel like, is an up and coming state in terms of like people going there for trips, whatnot. I know a bunch of people have been there for bachelor parties, vacations, stuff like that.
Matthews, Sedona,
Matthews
the
there
wedding.
right now, Sedona, for a wedding. So I would think it's Arizona State University, waste management, dude. You would think it's like party central. You're kind of near Las Vegas. You got California over there too.
Drinking.
Like, come on. I feel like it's a gold mine. I don't know why they screwed this up, but obviously, I mean, if you're the NHL, it's like, dude, you're playing in a college stadium, 5,000 people capacity. Like, what are we doing?
But even when they played in downtown Phoenix, didn't they never draw?
They did not draw at all, but it's like they have to do like what is the city doing? Like I feel like giving them a new facility with like things around the stadium to go to attractions. They're talking about go-karts, shopping malls, whatever, restaurants, bars. Like that sounds sick. Why, if you were the city, why wouldn't you want that? Why would you be like, yeah, I'll pay for that?
But I think since 1996, I know they didn't handle it right, but that's a long time to go without getting traction.
Yeah. No, again, they've had stars here and there, stuff like that. They've had glow-ups. I would say that the team has Ohtani.
What was that?
A foul ball off his knee.
Was it off of his knee?
Maybe just like his quad.
Oh wow. Michael, are you tight on Ohtani now after the scandal?
You gotta be, dude. They keep hammering him too for like commercials and stuff, like highlights.
Definitely.
Like you're over it.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a
oh, you're
cheater.
so crazy. Like, no. You're not. You're
foul.
better than that.
Yeah.
Oh no, off the toe, dude.
Another toe injury.
Gotta be careful with the toe, with the knee. You know, we saw Christian Yelich go down.
Yeah,
The
I
wild
remember
card
Jermaine
series, dude.
die, shattering his knee foul ball
Oh.
many moons ago.
That's gotta hurt so much, dude.
So I don't know, and I'm kind of just conflicted because, like, you know, it's kind of weird, like, oh, just like getting hockey out of Arizona, like it's done. But then also Salt Lake, I don't know.
That's
don't
what
know
I
if-
mean. Like
yeah.
Utah, dude.
Like I mean, I guess it's a winter town.
Yeah.
They had a successful Winter Olympics. I guess I was reading the article that people said that was the most successful Winter Olympics that there ever was. So that it would be very popular. But I don't know. I mean, isn't it like it just seems like the people in Utah, like, are they going to support this? I mean, I guess the Jazz draw relatively
Do
well. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good.
that's
but
where
again,
they're
like,
going to play too.
Oh, they're gonna share the
For
stadium.
now, I think then they're gonna like get a big, you know, a hockey only arena or whatever.
Why does that matter, Tony? The Rangers share a stadium. Like, what are you talking about?
Madison Square Garden. That's like
Yeah.
basically the 88th edition.
Yeah, you're gonna compare MSG to whatever stadium is in Salt Lake
They're
City.
sharing a stadium.
You're gonna
Like,
compare the
like, who
Rangers to the
cares?
Arizona Coyotes.
Like, who
You're out of your
cares?
element,
Like,
Michael.
who
You're
cares?
so out of your element.
They don't need another stadium.
out of
dude.
your
It's a
element.
waste of money.
They're gonna get a new stadium. Yes,
Waste
they do.
of money.
Yes, they do.
Waste of
What was
money.
that stadium built for the Jazz?
Probably like
Waste.
1996.
Thank you very much,
Keep
dude.
it.
Outdated. No,
You're
destroy it. Bulldoze it and bulldoze yourself, Michael.
But at the end of the day, is it a good move for the NHL?
No, well, I guess for the NHL, maybe. Especially because I mean, I don't know. I guess you're moving more north shore. It'll be better in terms of you have Seattle. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
But would you have been better
Calgary's
off?
right there.
Would you have been better off in like Quebec City or you know?
I guess. Yeah, I think so. Again, Salt Lake City. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess they had that outdoor game there. I think a couple of years ago, which was cool. I mean, hey, if there's fan base in Utah for hockey, sure.
I mean, you would think by default they're going to draw more than Arizona would.
Yeah, I would think so, dude. But again, for me personally, I would have loved to have seen Arizona.
Have it work out because Arizona. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is a sick place,
Right. And are we the Salt Lake City Coyotes? Like,
I feel like they're going to rebrand.
they're gonna rebrand.
But also, do you think like if Arizona, like the franchise, had done its job in terms of building a more competitive team, that it would the draw would have been there more, and then we wouldn't be in this spot?
Yeah, no doubt. And I also think, like, I don't know. I think it's just poor ownership in general. Like, they should have. Like, I think they had issues with paying the state. Like, they owed the state a lot of money.
Back taxes.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, what do you like? They're fucking idiots that own the team. Again, like, what? Like, we should own that team.
Right.
You would revive that, Michael. Yes.
But I do know what you mean. Yeah, it is kind of a weird feeling to think like, oh, that's it, Arizona.
Yeah.
Like no more hockey.
Start buying jerseys now.
I'm just trying to think too. Like what other? I know Quebec City. I'm trying to think of like other markets that they were talking about for teams. They haven't really talked about Stanford, right?
No.
Or Hartford, like, or that kind of gets mentioned every now and then, or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not that I hear of.
Yeah.
Again, you do hear though of like, Atlanta for one for sure.
But they were there before it didn't work.
Thrashers,
though, right?
yeah. I forget where Mike, remember who the Thrashers became? They become the
Jets.
Wild.
Danbury
Yeah.
The
Thrashers.
Winnipeg Jets.
No, but I remember you being riled for that.
No. The Atlanta Thrashers.
Yeah.
Hockey
Yeah,
team.
no, that's long gone.
Quebec City, I know.
Quebec City used to have a team too. They became the Avalanche, I believe.
Okay.
So again, another Canadian team would be interesting. But I don't know, dude. I think Atlanta would be kind of cool. I feel like they would have a good market for hockey.
Yeah. A stone's throw from Augusta National. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. And
Yes.
if I think they're going to put a big effort into finally having, a competitive team. Jason also commenting, I guess he's an Isles fan. He says, Isles making the playoffs, baby. Let's go. Also, Josh B talking about 8-game Chell Frenzy with the eyes for Monday's game. No. Save for tomorrow. I know. Unless you Chell Frenzy tonight, Emily Frenzy tomorrow. Whole thing, Josh, though, because there's no recapping done tomorrow. I think plenty of time to do Both
Both
frenzies,
frenzies, yes.
with the matchers catching up with Riley Souza to start.
Absolutely.
No, you're good. You're good. So I think that's the best way to go. But Josh B always loves a good frenzy.
Yes, dude. He does enjoy the frenzy.
Kind of crazy Isles are going to make the playoffs.
It is kind of crazy, dude. I mean, again, you want to look at the standings right now in terms of
Third
the
in the
wild
Metropolitan.
card. They are still third in the Metropolitan.
Arizona, by the way, up 3-2 on Calgary in the second period.
Wow, dude. The Islanders too with 2 games left. Most people in the wild card have 2 games left as well.
And look at this. For all the teams, so what is it? 3 teams have 87 points. Pittsburgh has 86. All 4 vying, Tony, vying for that last wild card spot.
And if Washington wants to knock out the Islanders, which I mean I don't think it will happen, but they're 3 points behind them in the Metropolitan Division here, and also are the Flyers, and obviously both teams here. Itching for this wild card spot. Washington, having the second wild card spot. Tampa Bay over the weekend with a couple of their wins have clinched that wild card spot. So that's pretty interesting there. So now you're gonna have basically you have 4 teams fighting for 1 wild card spot, and then the Islanders are mixed in there as the 3rd spot in the Metropolitan. So, I mean, honestly, 2 games left for most of these teams except for the Flyers. You could see some flip flop around here. I'd be interested to see. I think the Islanders play the Capitals.
No, but three points with 2 games left. Isn't it like impossible to relinquish that? Or you're saying if the Flyers win? No,
so you get 2 points.
One game left.
You get 2 points for a win.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I mean, again, in theory here, like if the Islanders
lose out, win out, but it's most likely they will split the remaining 2 games.
Yes, most likely that will probably happen. Yep.
So. But so I mean, at the end of the day, who takes it? That 3rd wild card or the second wild card spot? Yeah,
it's so tough, dude. I would say keep Washington in there. They've been playing so gritty. They have a nice young team, dude, and I just think Detroit Flyers. I don't think
Strome is like mid-20s, right? Dylan Strome or no?
Oh, Dylan Strome.
Or he's older.
I think he's late 20s.
But who's Ryan Strome? Or is there no Ryan Strome?
No, Ryan Strome is younger, I believe. I'm not sure the relation between the two. Because
are they both on Washington or no?
No, just Ryan. No, yeah, I think it's just Ryan Strome on Washington.
So then, what team is Dylan on?
Dylan was on Anaheim, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I could double check actually. Let's see. It is. Yeah. So they have Dylan, who's 27. And Ryan has got to be somewhere else on the league.
Oh, but wait, so Dylan's 27 on the Caps?
Yes.
Okay. Any concern with Washington first round? Obviously, they struggled most of the year, have rallied late. It's a gentleman's at the best, at the worst.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Rangers have so much
the
more
Ducks,
talent.
by the way,
dude.
30 years old.
It is the Ducks.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, the Rangers again. I don't care if it's playoffs, Ovechkin, whatever. I mean, pound for pound, the Rangers are absolutely destroy the Caps. It's just not going to happen.
Do you give the Islanders a puncher's chance against Carolina? They've won a lot of games recently. I know we just beat them yesterday. But
again, I don't know. They're old. Brock Nelson, I guess.
Noah
a couple
Dobson,
goals.
Tony.
Noah Dobson, dude. Matthew Barzal. Cal Clutterbuck and Matt Martin, all these people.
Jean Gabriel Pagot.
I just think in a 7-game series against a team like the Hurricanes, I just can't see them keeping up with it. Even if it goes that deep, dude. If it goes to Game 7, even at Game 6, it'll be a blowout by that game. I feel like the Islanders would be so banged up, so tired, keeping up with the Hurricanes. I can't really see them winning. I can't. Can you?
No,
Yeah,
I think I could see it being 6 though. And speaking of that, well, first of all, Josh B says double frenzy. Let's go. So he's obviously Ralph for tomorrow's show.
Funny.
Matt O'Howdy there. Do we know Matt? Like not Matthew Gabriel, but
Just says Matt. M-A-T-T.
Michael, anything on that?
It's the company.
The company. Okay, there we go. So shout out to Matt, who says howdy there. Jason also saying Isles will lose in 6 to the Canes. The Rangers will beat the Caps in 5.
Okay.
Have we played them in the playoffs? Washington? A
Yeah.
bunch?
Oh, yeah, a ton.
Well, what's like the win-loss thing there?
I would wonder, honestly, what the record is. It might be somewhere near 500, I feel like, the times that we've played each other. Because, again, it was like,
Did we beat him in 2015?
2015.
Or is it no? We went to the Stanley Cup. Was it 2013 or 2015?
2014, we did Stanley Cup. 2015, lost Eastern Conference Finals to the Lightning. And that's when they went on their tear.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Caps versus Rangers, NHL playoff history. See what we got going on here. Wow, look at that. The New York Rangers have a record of 27-28 against the Capitals in the playoffs all time.
No, do we have a series like the last 5 series or whatever?
The last series they had against them?
No, like the last 5. Like I'm talking like in the last 12 to 15 years. What the series breakdown is?
Let's see, statmuse.com, playoff record, whatever. Oh, that's it. They just give you that. They don't give you anything else.
That's goal by Calgary to tie up that game with the Coyotes.
That's crazy, dude. Let's see, 1987. No. Wow, the write-ups are pretty intense here. Let's see. Hold on, I got it. 2013. Really? Round 1, conference quarterfinals? That was the last time? No way. I guess so, maybe. 2012, year before that. Rangers won 4-3.
So it's 2012 and 2014, only 2 times.
That.
In the last 12 to 15 years that they've played in the playoffs.
No, then we got 2011, round 1. Capitals won. And they played again. Before that, it was 2009. So, yeah, then we'll start getting a little deep.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, so not as much as you thought, basically.
No, honestly, I thought they played them in the playoffs like in the last, I want to say 6 years. It was like a first round, but I guess I was wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yesterday, I think I had asked you, didn't catch any of the 3-2 shootout win against the Islanders?
Not much of it. I saw Panarin's goal because, some guys were watching it at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see Trocheck. I didn't see the shootout. But Panarin's goal was sick, tied up. Let's go, dude.
And then Shesterkin, I think, really tightening things up after
yeah,
Quick has had some batting practice games recently. The Flyers game, it was nice to rebound with a win in this one.
Yes, certainly, dude. And again, very physical game, Last time these two teams faced each other, that was the game where in the last few seconds, Vinny T gets the boarding within the last few seconds of the game with the open net, right? You remember that? And then there was no call, and they gave the open net a goal, and then the game was over, and they were fighting after the game. So
8 walks for James Paxton and 5+. That's kind of crazy.
Not great. Most by any pitcher in a game this season. So that was great to see the Rangers kind of rally and play a good physical game against a team, again, that's playing for a lot more than the Rangers are playing for. So overall good victory. And, you gotta like that. I think we end the year with Ottawa
tomorrow with Ottawa.
Yeah. Which
at
is great.
The Garden.
Which would be a great game to go to because the Rangers are fighting for the President's Trophy. Because I believe the Stars are, I think, 2 points behind us.
I just had the standings pulled
I think they have 110. We have 112 points. I could be wrong, but they're 2 points behind us. I know I've said the same.
What's your guess? Get in price. Senators or Rangers tomorrow. 2 tickets.
2 tickets for both tickets?
Like what do they each ticket?
150 each.
153.
Yeah.
223. We've been waiting for it all season. Even that we wish was a little lower.
Honestly,
but really, that is kind of a bargain based on how the tickets have been this year.
Oh my God, it really is a bargain, Michael. It was all right. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna win, and then wow, dude, what a pitch. I don't know what that pitch was, but he got.
Who is this?
I don't even know. So annoying when we don't
Dallas has 111 points.
Oh shit. We have
okay.
112.
Okay. But also Carolina has 111.
Oh really? Are you serious?
How did we completely overlook that?
Right?
So
how
let's
did
see
we?
who they're playing. So this is actually a huge game because then we would actually play the Islanders.
Yeah. That is kind of crazy. They end the season with the Blue Jackets.
So it seems like it would be chalk situation.
Everybody's
we both
winning.
take care of business, right? Well, 2 quick goals for Arizona. They're up 3-2 now.
Whoa, let's go. Stay in Tempe.
Michael loved that one.
Nah, he doesn't like it at all, dude.
But did that kind of give you like a little like moment of like, whoa, like everything's not like quite buttoned up as I thought.
Yeah, I would say so. I wonder, like Carolina, they just go on a tear. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game win streak right now. They're ending the season off hot, dude. Beating the Cavs, Blue Jackets, Bruins, Blues, Blackhawks. Oh no!
Oh, wow.
Off the mark. Looks like somebody will score.
Or did they already? Oh yeah, tie game. Kind of nuts. Another goal here, so it's actually 5-4. Shenerigovich, his 31st. I've never heard of that guy. Yegor Sharangovich
I feel like I've
on
heard
Calgary
that name before. Fuck Calgary anyway.
But so no nervousness, Tony, that it's going to be like that we might not win the Metropolitan. You think it's just Senators, like we're going to kick their ass?
I do think so, dude. And honestly, worst comes to worst, we play the Islanders.
Like, is that really like a punishment? Like,
It's not, dude.
Do you think that Washington is kind of almost a better team?
I honestly kind of do a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
With the way they've been playing recently.
And I just feel like the Islanders series, in addition to that, like we're confident about it. Like it would be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god, of course, dude. We'd have to go to a game.
Yeah, at UBS probably.
Probably.
Just like because it'll be a couple $100 less.
The tickets.
So Sharangovich
Tyler Wade.
was a 5th-round pick out of the Devils, 2018. He's only 25 years old, from Minsk, Belarus.
Oh, pardon me, Belarus.
And
Good
was
for
on
him.
the Devils last season. So that's probably why.
Oh,
you
that
heard
is
of him.
why. Yeah, definitely. That makes more sense, dude. Is he doing good this year?
Yeah, that was his 31st goal.
Oh wow, that's really good actually.
And then there was a little back and forth. Matt, Josh B, the company, Matt, Josh. Caps have to play the Bruins and Flyers next. President's Trophy curse. ... Jason Pills. I think it's bullshit. Honestly, you know me. Superstitions and all that stuff. Ridiculous.
Jason, Rangers won President's Trophy in 1994, and they won the World Series that year.
And Josh B wants to know if we caught the UFC. I caught here and there. Michael,
highlights.
anything or no?
Very cool ending. You should see it, Barnes.
Pereira's win.
No, that's not his name.
Oh, he did win. Yeah, for the middle heavyweight.
Okay, yeah.
Light heavyweight.
Wow.
I was thinking the main.
Tony
card.
trying to like call. No, wasn't that the main event? Pereira.
It was that.
Alex
he,
Pereira.
Yes, he was the main, but like the main.
You're
like,
talking about Max
what
Holloway.
What people are talking about is that.
versus
Yeah.
that-
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I knew Holloway was going to win. Didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony didn't.
By the way, I had mentioned this to you guys before, so shout out actually to my sister, Stacy, her husband Michael, and my 2 nephews, Patrick and Dominic. They were at the Celtics game today. I remember I had said,
Oh, no kidding.
going on the court. I can show you guys the pictures, but they like literally on the court high-five the players. Like,
Wow,
how
that's
cool is
sick.
that?
That is awesome, dude.
And the Celtics did win to Domac's happiness here, 132-122. And Riley,
Wow. Yeah.
64 wins for Boston this year. Do they make it to the NBA Finals, Michael?
No.
Wow. Fighting words. What do you think, Tony?
I think they do.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, they're a talented team. You don't win that many games. You don't have the talent.
And kind of just to kind of, at the end here, just throw this in. So we talked about it off air. Knicks clinching that 2 seed, the matchup with the Sixers. If the Sixers can either beat the Heat, or if they don't, then it would actually be the Heat that the Knicks would play. But either way, Michael, I mean, you really think like it's a first round out for the Knicks? No Randall.
Yeah, first round and out.
Wow.
With Randall.
Wow. So pissed though. Like I've never seen somebody so tight, honestly.
Wow, no, you have. You
No, but I
have.
feel like you're like I don't know what it's gonna take for you to be like it's the off-season and beat trade. Like you actually
I
would
need
be,
something like that.
You're bought in though with that.
Yes. Championship.
Interesting. So we'll have to see. So, but just to kind of go over this, Play-in matchups, Eastern Conference. We're going to see Philly and Miami. So winner of that team game will be the 7th seed, and then the loser of that game plays the winner of the 9 and 10, which is the Bulls and the Hawks. And the winner of that game playing the loser of the 7-8 game for the 8th seed. In the West, the Suns slide in there a virtue of a tiebreaker, getting the 6th seed. So it's going to be New Orleans playing the Lakers for the 7 seed. And then the Kings will play the loser of that game, or the Kings or the Warriors will play the loser of that game for the 8th seed. So kind of interesting and just kind of crazy. And I feel like it goes way back with this, Michael, how the Western Conference seems to always have most years like so much more like teams with a lot of wins versus the Eastern Conference.
Always.
I mean, you look at it, the 8th place team in the West has 47 wins.
Wow.
The 8th place team in the Eastern Conference has 46 wins, but the difference being the 10th place team in the West is 46 wins. The 10th place team in the East has 36 wins.
There you go.
So that's kind of interesting. Do you think the Lakers get the 7th seed
Yeah.
and then get rewarded with playing the Denver Nuggets and probably
be a
losing
fun-
5 or no?
No,
Or
I
you think the Lakers
Go
could,
7.
but the Lakers could also go on a run or no?
Yeah.
Michael Butka.
LeBron.
Yeah. What about for you, Tony? Anything or no?
The Lakers? No, definitely not.
Just tight.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't care about like LeBron going on a tear, sticking his tongue out, scoring buckets, whatever that was.
I forgot who you picked. Nuggets again?
No, he
Back-to-back?
said Dallas versus Heat.
Yeah,
Dallas versus the Heat. Dallas winning.
that's right.
Okay. And the Heat have some work to do. Like I said,
Yeah,
I mean,
they
they're
do,
going to
dude.
be in this playing game.
Thanks, man.
Playing games starting on Tuesday. Kind of crazy. Another NBA season goes by with us not knowing too much about it, right?
Yeah, which is kind of a shame. To be
I
honest.
know. Playoffs. So you think you'll
Um,
watch some of the Knicks, Tony, a little bit or no?
I mean, if Michael wants to watch him, I'll be able to watch him.
Will Michael be watching?
Yeah, I will.
Like, you want to go out and watch a game?
I do enjoy the NBA playoffs. Yeah, what's so crazy about that?
No. I'm not asking you if you enjoy the NBA. I'm going to say you go out with me and watch a game somewhere.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you?
Yeah, I said I would. That's how this conversation
we'll see.
started, Michael.
We'll see.
So playing games Tuesday, Lakers Pelicans at 7:30 TNT.
Pelicans.
And then Warriors Kings Tuesday, 10 o'clock on TNT. And then you'll have the Eastern Conference playing games on Thursday, Heat versus 76ers, Hawks versus Bulls. And then I think Friday, Saturday. So then I guess the following week, would be the start of the regular playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, no. Okay, so it looks like Friday is the second playing game. So Saturday will start the playoffs, and I believe the Knicks first game is going to be Saturday, but no time on it yet. But it will be at Madison Square Garden.
You want to go? I would not waste my money on that.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta. It's funny though, because you hear people talking about it, getting around the Knicks, and it's like, I'm not anti-Nick, but I don't know. I don't know what it is.
How much money is a like a playoff game for the Knicks?
Well, on here it says 277, but sure, if it's against Philadelphia, the price will go up from there.
Jesus.
I can't wait for the Rangers playoffs.
Oh my God, me too, dude. This makes me so sick. Literally, like we're gonna be watching every game.
Colony.
Like we have to.
Colony.
Someone's house doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like we're sitting,
I'm
we're watching
every
the game, dude.
I'm watching every game.
Jacks.
Tony's gonna be like distracted in this.
No, I'm telling you, I really want this Islanders series. I really want it.
New York versus New York would be sick.
No, that would honestly be sick, dude.
No,
I would love
like
to
that's
have
like
that.
that's just one of those classic, like legendary type things.
Yeah, dude. And that,
One for the
again,
ages.
One for the record books, dude.
Would you say it's almost like kind of like there's a parallel to the Masters, just due to the tradition of both teams? They've been around a while.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. It has been a while since they've seen each other in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Rick and Dave definitely just talked about this too. I remember them saying that. Yeah, you look it
that's
up,
going to be
dude.
kind of like our last thing.
Pop out to center here.
Rangers versus
for the
Islanders.
second out.
So Islanders 20-19 and have won 5 of the 8 playoff series between the two teams. I don't know why. Oh, okay. So they actually have not played since '94.
Wow, no kidding.
Rangers
dude.
sweeping it in '94. I did actually hear that. Now I think about it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But yeah, let's go. So what is there? 2 nights, Monday, Tuesday? Is that it or does it go to Thursday?
I think it goes to Thursday.
So
yeah.
ridiculous.
It is kind of crazy the way the scheduling is.
And then I think they said the 21st is the first day. So 1 week from today will be day 1 of the NHL playoffs.
That is so sick, dude.
Like, let's go. Vibes are high, Tony.
Yeah, dude. A lot of expectations here for the Rangers.
Michael, anything on the way out?
Go Rangers.
He's jacked.
I'll believe when I see it, dude.
Oh man, yeah, no, I can't wait. But yeah, just such a great time, for sure. It's a great time of year, a lot going on. Josh B making the watch party call for the Rangers playoffs.
I mean, gotta be, right?
Yeah, there'll be something. There definitely will be something, that's for sure. And he says to watch the last minute of the Holloway fight. So I'm sure everyone will be sure to do that. But we really appreciate everybody who tuned in today and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jane Costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the rest of their evening, and we will see you mañana.
Flankenstein.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.